Good morning, Sassy fam. Welcome to your Sunday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. Today's check-in is for yours and theirs. Like always with yours and theirs, take what resonates, leave it does not, and reverse those energies as you see fit. More so with yours and theirs, as energy exchange and interchange is real, rapid, and fluid. Having said that, your person that I send this for today, might include the energies of a significant other, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, ex of 5 years ago, right? I never know until they're on the table. But I would also ask you to include or make space for those other perfectly common elements in life, such as work, family, spiritual stuff. It's just as likely to come up. But as I said, take it as it resonates. And of course, reverse energies. And do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all. I know that's frustrating, but also normal. If that happens, check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Okay, you guys, happy Sunday. Cheers. It's been a long week. Fruitful, productive, happy week, but it's been a long week. But here we are. We have made it. Just wanted to follow up very quickly on my good news from last week about being shortlisted. I won't know absolutely about selection until I believe next week, but thank you for asking. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I should know by next week. But there's that. All right. Just busyness. Busy. Yeah. It's back to school time. So if you're a parent, you know the appointments, getting your kid ready. So you got the appointments, vision, dental, health, just overall. And then we got supplies, we got clothes, we got all the stuff. Do we have all the stuff? And then they're excited for back to school and you're a parent and you're like, but no, I'm super psyched up and so is my daughter. So she'll be going into 7th grade and just looking forward to a wonderful year. She's made some really good choices in electives and participating in even more advanced programs. So it's wonderful. I'm so excited for her. Anyway, you guys, good stuff there. Speaking of which, it is Sunday and I don't know. Typically by the time I'm releasing this, we're just about to head out somewhere for our gorgeous standard Sunday breakfast, which usually includes pancakes or French toast or waffles or something yummy. And if I'm not making it, then we go seek it out. And then our Sunday begins. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into that. I will see you for some shorts next week, the Thursday check-in, and I will see you at your sign. Take care. Be well. Leo, what's up? Show me Leo, please. Show me Leo and their person. Okay. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board by explaining that intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. What's up? 4 Pentacles, the Sun, and the Star. Okay. Temperance, the High Priestess, and the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. King of Wands, 10 of Cups. Good job. The Lovers. Beautiful. Overview. The Wheel of Fortune. You know what? This is one of the few times I'm going to see that 4 of Pentacles in a positive position. That's wonderful. Okay, good job. Wheel of Fortune. There's something here you started some time ago. Fast forward. Time has caught up to you. And now you're getting the results. Here it is. 4 of Pentacles, the Sun, the Star. I've seen something for you, if not this exact same combination, but something very, very similar. I want to say on a short. Oh, it was the 7 of Pentacles. It was. Consistency. All right. Nice. Good job, collective. But yeah, this one obviously has a lot more detail in it. No, it's great. This is something you started some time ago, and you are really getting the results. And you're saying it's because I stuck to it. And the 4 of Pentacles is like, yeah, I'm holding on to this, but it's with purpose, it's with intent, and I see that. So you're like, I stuck to this, and I've been building into it, and building into it, and building into it, and it shows, the Sun and the Star. You look happy, as well as satisfied with the potential long-term of this, with the Star. Vision, hope, dream, desire, but it's way out there. You got to reach for that star. And I often compare these two. The Sun represents an immediate source of happiness. It can be very strongly felt today, tomorrow, but it's subject to change. But for now, we know it makes us happy. We're very pleased, joyous, light, celebratory. But the Star suggests far-reaching consequences, a point of navigation for some time out. A lot of people wish, but don't actually have the inclination to make their dreams come true. not the case for you. Good job. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, like I told you, I believe in that short. It's kind of like I did it my way. I remember that distinctly. Because the idea is, it's like anybody could have done this, but it wasn't just anybody who did it. I did it. And this is the result. I built into this, and I refuse to quit. I refuse to let it go. I refuse to give up. And you changed this, you shifted it, you shaped it, and really made this your own. So congratulations. It's beautiful. You can see the results for yourself. Temperance, the High Priestess, 6 of Pentacles. Gosh, that's a very calm energy, very relaxed, very healing, very insightful. They kind of have an energy. I don't know how it's connected to you. I don't. I mean, in terms of, did they have a direct contribution in this? Because I see it more as a supportive thing, like, oh, I know you. I know you, and I knew you could do this. Okay? They just had a feeling. It's like, I had a feeling Leo would get this thing working and functioning, and I just had a feeling. That's all they're really telling me. They're showing me they're proud of you. So again, I don't know if this is a direct contributor, but they are reflecting on that work with the 6 of Pentacles. So it's kind of like saying, yeah, I always knew. I always knew. I know. I know Leo, and I know that they could do this. And I'm very proud of them. Okay. It's warm. It's a very spiritual feeling this person has towards you. It's like they knew you could do it. They knew you could accomplish this. They knew that you would make this your own. So it's very warm, that energy is. It's very inviting. They think very well of you, and they are pleased for you. Okay, but it looks like such an internal, quiet, pleased. Like, I always knew they could pull it off. I knew. Interesting. And then over here, I see you clearly, King of Wands, 10 of Cups, the Lovers. Man, that's beautiful. There I see you actually connected to someone who shares your spirit, your heart, your emotion, your world, your sex. I mean, it's like this person across the board shares a deep bond with you and a strong emotional structure. That's beautiful. You seem to thrive under that. It's gorgeous. I love it. I really do. Because you're showing me the Lovers under the concept of the 10 of Cups. So not only do you have a pretty good emotional support system, family, friends, could be 2 people, could be 200 with Leo. Who knows? Who knows, honey? The world is your oyster sometimes in your connections, but I do see that under your 10 of Cups, there's someone there that's very precious to you. And you kind of glow for them. Don't get me wrong, you glow for everyone whom you're connected to, and it's like, I thank you for your love and support. But there's a strong connection here that you say, yeah. You give them credit, you give them a lot of spiritual credit, emotional credit. It's like, I couldn't have done it without them. I don't know. And I think you could have. I honestly feel like this is what this is that this person always knew you could. And they support you even if it's from a distance. So I can see whom you're immediately attached to, and it's beautiful. But there's a Lover here that it's like, thank you, that's my inspiration, that's my flame, that's my muse. It's interesting. I would really like to know just where this person weighs up in your world. How did they play a part in your dream? Because they insist you could always do it, and they knew that, and they felt it. And you're saying they're a big source of inspiration for me, or they're one of my strongest connections, strongest supporters, something like that. I would love to know more about that. I really would. It's interesting, because I don't see them taking direct credit for this. It's not like they're co-creating this vision or dream with you. But they're also saying, I know Leo could do it. Yeah. No, they're not wrong. They knew. They knew. So I don't know if this is your lover from afar or your strong connection or someone who gives you inspiration to this day. But I can tell you right now, this was you, honey. This was all you, baby. The mechanics. Okay? Actually putting that down, that was all you. And I can see that you are part of a larger emotional connected network, but that lover, you're saying that was a source for me too. Oh, it's beautiful. They were influence on me. The way a lot of people say the Beatles were an influence on me, but still they did their own thing in music. That's kind of like you. You definitely did your own thing. But you're saying, yeah, thank you. They were a strong influence. Anyway, let's get some advice, please. Seven of Wands, King of Wands, the Page of Pentacles. Okay. You were very studious, adamant. You had very clear boundaries about what you would put yourself into and why. You were very, very careful with your investments, and I mean very careful. You carefully weighed into every single investment opportunity, and also while maintaining safeguards or standards through the whole process. Okay. You really had a large say in what stays and what goes. What will be upheld, what will be dismissed, and what will be operated on. Again, it's just part of your process and who you are in the everyday, okay? One of the things that has made you so successful. Page of Swords, the Moon, Six of Cups, and there it is. There's that shadow of a connection that doesn't seem to be immediately next to you, but it has influence. It has influence. It's under the moon. It's running in a background. There's the shadow of a strong connection, but it runs in the background. It's an influence. You ever had those moments, I wonder what they would think? Or I wonder what they would do if they were here, contributing to this. Or there's just some kind of internal dialogue that's like, I'm doing this with them in mind. Something like that. See what I'm saying? It runs in the background, that connection, that strong connection. But there's a part of you that has done as well as you have, with them being that source of inspiration or an influence that's not fully acknowledged, but it's there. I just see it. I just see it that way. I would love to learn more. This is the kind of stuff that gets me excited about tarot. I love seeing this stuff. When we have our realistic 3D efforts, but there's stuff running around in the background, and it influences us emotionally, psychologically, mentally, and this is a positive influence, but it runs in the background. Okay. Okay, where are we on time? Yeah, I just wanted to see that. No, yours and theirs really should not be long. They really shouldn't. All right, I don't know how much use this particular oracle deck will be. I'm still working with it. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's not on. So again, as it resonates. Okay, will you listen? There's so many things I want to say to you, but will you hear me all the way out? Will you believe me? Will you listen? And listening to each other. There's so many things I want to say to you, so it's not a direct contact. I keep saying that. But you two still listen to each other. Emotionally, spiritually, in some way. And that means it works in reverse too. When they do things in their reality, they think of you as well. They wonder about your input. How would you be influenced? What would you say? You two listen to each other just in a different way. There it is. Okay, you're still aware of each other, the Page of Swords. You're still aware of each other. But the influence is still behind the moon. Okay. You want to catch each other up in some part of you, in some part of them. You would love to catch each other up in the real world about everything you're doing. That's you, honey. Ace of Fire, Ace of Wands. There you are. Some of you might have some very specific fire placements in your chart. Leo, of course, obviously. But the inspiration, the passion, there it is, the flame. Push and pull energy. Run around the background. There it is. Push and pull. It still influences to this day, that fire. I'm seeing it as the inspiration. Okay. Control tactics. Okay. Control tactics. I can see the influence there. It's not necessarily control isn't bad. You've interpreted it as positive. But I am seeing here control tactics when it comes to your everyday world. I did see that. Very strict on the boundaries. You have a lot to say about what stays and what goes, what will be invested in and not invested in. And that is a form of control tactics, but here I would call it boundaries, rules, limitations, that kind of thing. And sometimes you're in that position of having to create them as you go. Maybe not everybody was a fan, but it was kind of like, well, Leo's controlling things. Well, whatever this is was being directly shaped under your influence, and it's done quite well. So perhaps we shouldn't complain so much. But that, again, that seems to be related to your pathway, not your connection with that person who quietly, you two, influence each other. Okay? We have G, Y, and the medallions of Pisces, Libra, Virgo. Yeah. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, or their seasons might be important to you. And here we have the dual dolphin, okay, like this. You are each other's equals. Playful. You still share a heart space, a frequency, but you're a lot alike. Okay. They say the dolphins are very intuitive, and they know how to link up. You two know how to link up. The key, we have the key here. I see that. You have the key to success, and whatever this is, and you use it well. The infinity loop or the soul bond, yeah, I've seen that here. You two still give to each other. It's not directly obvious. It's largely an unspoken influence, but it still exists to this day. I would love to know more about it, particularly if it reappears again in the 3D. You two keep an eye on each other in some way. That's clear. The influence I'm talking about is much more what we can't see. Okay? All right, Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Congratulations once more on the success of your vision and maintaining what might have been very rigid, uptight standards, but also is kind of like, I'm learning as I go. Okay? I have to figure things out. But anyway, congratulations to you on your vision and this beautiful background connection. It's very nice. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag. What's up? Show me Sagittarius and the person, please. Show me. So Saggy. What's going on? Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. The Emperor, the Six of Cups, strength, yes, oh my. All right, the Star, the King of Wands, the Hanged Man, goodness me, aren't you two just a powerhouse of energies? Okay, how are they being used? Ten of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Four of Swords, okay, I got you. Queen of Wands, you know what, you're showing me a great deal of optimism, which is interesting, and I love that about you. I really do. You have a tendency to just, well, Sagittarius for you. You tend to lean in towards optimism and hope. Now, I'm not saying you're a slave to it at all. I'm just saying that's where you are with this connection. You actually are showing me, you know what, I got this. I feel good about this. I really do. You're showing me legitimately that you are excited, turned on, filled with hope, but direction here with the Emperor is fire across the board. So you might be double, triple, quad fire. Lots of it. Aries and Leo too. Ooh, because here you are and all that too. So you're working with a lot of fire. You feel really good about this soul bond, Six of Cups. Someone whom you've known. Memories. Yes, of course, memories. Nostalgia, sweetness. You're saying, yeah, I remember the good times fondly. I remember the bad times too. I was there. But you're like, despite that, you are showing me an overwhelming sense of, I believe in this. I feel good about it. I see my part in it. But right now you're using strength to stay away. You haven't completely lost hope for it. You still feel good about it, but right now you're showing me strength. This is where this connection is right now. And it's my place to leave it alone right now. Okay? Long term, we don't know. But for right now, you're saying, I feel good about this. I feel good about me. And I know that. I'm empowered. I don't deny the Six of Cups. But right now I'm using strength to keep it away. Or to abstain or refrain. But that you recognize you feel good about it and that you love it. And you see your part in it. Over here, the Star, King of Wands, the Hanged Man. I see this person I see them generally open to their heart's desire. So that's shaping up for them. But part of that includes how they feel about you. Okay? Now, they're naturally fiery too. You too share that. You have very strong elements of fire, so do they. I see a dream attached to this person and that they are growing into it every day. But they also still have a feeling connected to you that includes that hope, desire, and flame. Okay? The Hanged Man. They have also agreed to abstain from this connection. Okay? To look at it, to learn from it. Okay? Ten of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Four of Swords. You are both taking a respective time out, rest. There's pain here. Possibly what I would call a temporary ending. In other words, it's not fully decided. It might seem that way. But neither one of you is so convinced that it's over. Two of Pentacles, the Four of Swords. So once more, you have a lot of good faith and good feeling towards this connection. They themselves over here, whoever they are, they're working towards a dream that's attached to them, yes. But part of their fire breaks off and contemplates you. But agree, it's like you two have mutually agreed. You're showing me strength to kind of refrain, which suggests to me then that you would like to interact with this. But you understand strength. Refrain. Abstain. They're showing me samesies. So Ten of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Four of Swords. That's something you both need to figure out for yourselves. If despite that pain, possibly what looks like a temporary ending, is there's anything left to give to this, you still feel good about it. You do. And they're showing me that no matter what they're doing, they still feel good about you. Okay? Let's get some advice. I do not know what the conclusion is. That you're both healing. It's undecided. Is this a complete ending? Or is there still something left to give it? It's hard to call, right, in these things, because you still feel some sort of way about it, and they do too. Largely positive on both sides. You still have a good perception of them and they of you. But you're right. Some things cannot be mended. But it seems we both need time out to understand that. Ace of Pentacles. The Tower, the Nine of Cups. Some sort of offer was given and then retracted. Nine of Cups. We thought this is what we wanted. Turns out we were wrong. This is what I have to put forward, and I mean it. I was wrong. I've seen these kind of things before. This is what I thought I could do. I retract that. Or I was just really, really wrong to offer this Ace of Pentacles. Some sort of realistic offer and or gesture. Somebody thought they were doing the right thing for themselves at the time. Nine of Cups. So that was authentic feeling. But the concept was false. And they seem to realize that now, or you do. Okay. That was impossible gesture. An impossible offer. But it felt reasonable at the time. It made sense to somebody at the time. Okay? That's one of the things you both reflect on, I believe. King of Pentacles. Page of Cups and Ace of Cups. And yet, unexpectedly, perhaps, the results are... Here we have a graduation of feeling, Page of Cups, which, little guy, modest little guy, to a full-on ace. So someone had a graduation, a literal graduation of feeling here in King of Pentacles. So whatever this was, didn't go to waste. Something grew out of that offer, which again, I think someone put forward authentically, understanding it meant right to them or you at the time. Even though it was retracted, it's like, oh God, that was such a bad idea. No, it was still coming from an honest place. It was just the result was impossible. In other words, I don't think it was offered dishonestly. I know a dishonest offer when I see it. As the Nine of Cups is there, somebody really thought they were acting correctly or expressing themselves correctly. And that's what someone here seems to realize. Oh, it wasn't bullshit, that was real. It wasn't a lie, it was real. It was real. It wasn't bullshit. It might have been folly to accept it. True. Maybe. I feel like that strongly represents a lack of preparedness, however. To accept, to back it up, to make use of that Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles suggests you can start working with it sooner rather than later. It's like, this is what I have to give, this is what, etc. So it might have been the right offer, wrong time, or it was the right offer at the right time, even though it might have felt like it had disastrous results. Because something's good, I have to insist, still came out of it. Tricky, that. But no, we've had a graduation of feeling. Someone here's had a graduation of feeling. Because we understand the truth of it, even if it seems silly or stupid at the time, or wish we could take it back. I don't quite know. Okay. But in terms of results, I see that you were kind of like, willfully I choose to abstain from this, but you could also turn strength around to embrace this. Strength works both ways. To refrain from and pull towards. Okay? It takes an equal amount of energy. Given the contemplation here, yes, that was serious pain. Yes, but it still feels like a temporary ending. I don't think either one of you is fully decided on that subject yet. Okay? Some of you have, don't get me wrong, don't misconstrue me. If you understand that it's over, then it's done. I'm looking at a Sag who's not so convinced, and I'm not so certain you want it to be. You have so much good feeling towards this still. And for their part, I don't know what they're doing except reaching for their dreams, but a big part of who they are breaks off and takes you with them. And that sense of good feeling. Okay. All right. Rebirth, winter, Scorpio, doesn't have to be. But this sense of rebirth since last winter. All right, transformation. I can definitely see that. After that kind of heavy influence that was the Tower over the Ace of Pentacles, yeah, there's been transformation. Again, I have to insist, some good still came out of that. Towers aren't always what people think they are. Freedom, leap of faith, Uranus. Some of you, Sag, might be your Uranus placement. But opportunities here, I strongly feel it's tied to this person. I'm not saying you don't have opportunities. I'm not saying you don't have the Fool energy. What I'm saying is that I see them reaching for a dream that's higher than them. So even though it might seem like they are very preoccupied, very overreaching to the stars, that's them, that's what they're doing. But I have to insist, I still see their energy connected to you, just like yours is to them. You're not ashamed of it. You're actually quite peaceful with it. In fact, you're quite fond of this. It's almost like you're showing me you're proud of them. And you have good reason to. They take the energy they have for you and put it into this. That's how I know they carry them with you. How they carry you with them. Okay. Wish fulfillment. I know, they are participating in a form of wish fulfillment. And at some point in the past, that offer, they honestly thought it was part of the wish fulfillment. They thought it was the right thing to do. I do believe it was them. But then they concentrated, I believe, on the core wish fulfillment. Or you did, somebody did. But yeah, for those of you who want to know, is it over? Well, technically it's not over. No, you two are still very much connected. But if you mean 3D over, well, that's what's still being worked out between you two on your own terms and in your own way. I can see where you're in the position to easily overturn that. Well, at least at your level of participation. Okay. I wish I had more for you, honey. Father wounds. Oh, that's interesting. My father is a big influence on my behavior now as an adult. I have challenges with connecting to the divine masculine energy within me and externally. So someone here has father wounds. Someone has a very difficult wound regarding their father and influences their masculine energy to this day, particularly in respect to what I saw my father do, I have a tendency to do, or I try to avoid, but it's not exactly healed. So it's hard for someone to be in touch with their masculine energy. That suggests this is empowering instead of anti-empowering. I don't know. But yeah, somebody has some father wounds. You're my soulmate. It must be written in the stars because you most definitely are my destiny. We belong together. So there's that sense of soulmate, which I saw right here for you on the downline. In the way that they still connect to you emotionally and spiritually, etc., particularly where their flame is concerned, tells me that, yeah, they probably have a similar point of view. If I was clarifying, I'd probably see that. Okay. V. Why? The arrow of you, arrow of Sag. You might have some very interesting, if not unique, Sagittarius in your placement. Once more, I did see specifically Uranus. But yeah, Cupid's arrow hit home between these two. Is the arrow done striking home? That's what I want to know. Okay, we have the music note. For some of you, music is very, very important. Profession, hobby, way of life, or frankly, that's just how some of you tune. Continue with that practice. That's very helpful. It's very beneficial. Music might be a connecting point between you two in some way. Okay? And we have the peacock. A bit of a display, a bit of a show. Okay? Someone might be associated with colors, presentation, something like that. Peacocking energy is perfectly normal. You know, it's just when we take anything too far that it's too far. But somebody might be naturally colorful, vibrant, a bit of a display. Okay? All right. It could be you, could be them. Who knows? All right. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries. What's up? Show me Aries in their person, please. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Show me Aries. Okay. 9 of Cups, the Fool. 6 of Cups. Well, don't you just look gorgeous and happy and light and refreshing? All right. 5 of Cups, the World, and the 2 of Wands. Interesting. Okay. Well, all right. I'll take that. 9 of Pentacles. The 4 of Cups and the 8 of Swords. All right. 10 of Pentacles in the overview. Huh. That's interesting. First and foremost, you prize stability. Beautiful, wonderful, loving that. Okay. You're saying you are well grounded, founded, networked, resourced, community, connections, like the whole thing. You have a whole way of life in there, a whole world that you have built into, and you find comfort in it, you find stability in it, you find your resources in there. Wonderful. So I know you prize stability. It's a core value for you. Thank you for showing me that. 9 of Cups, the Fool, 6 of Cups. You know, you're not sure why, but you kind of feel like bursting open to a soul bond. What you are showing me is that I just feel inclined. I just feel like opening up. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling joyous. I'm feeling celebratory. I want to take this feeling and run with it. So 9 of Cups, the Fool, 6 of Cups. It's like a burst of joy in you. And it looks natural to you. It feels natural to you. That's a positive Fool, not a negative Fool. A negative Fool suggests I'm talking myself into this. I'm poking and prodding myself to do it. In which case, that's not a positive Fool. A positive Fool just is open to the experience without any hang-ups or bullshit. No need to convince oneself. It either feels correct or it doesn't. And for you, you're showing me this feels very, very correct. I would love to do this. Here I am. So 9 of Cups, the Fool, 6 of Cups. It's like, here I am. And that's it. And it's so beautiful. It's so light. Okay. Over here, 5 of Cups, the World, 2 of Wands. Someone's showing me that they're done with pain. They're done with pain of the past. They don't want it anymore. They've closed that door in the particular chapter of disappointment and sadness and loss and regret, and they're tired of feeling it. They're just so tired of it. And Two of Wands, it's not much, but it's something. Somebody had said that they are done with the past, being held up on old emotions and negativity and carrying around the baggage of it, which that's a beautiful thing. If I broke this down, I'm sure I would see elements that tie to healing, because one doesn't just do away with the Five Cups. Like, okay, I'm done with my baggage and I'm just going to set it down here and forget all about it. That's very rarely the case. So I'm assuming we've done our work here to really let go the disappointments and sadness of the past. And Two of Wands, a dedication to live more in the present, which is nice. Again, it would follow with that line of thinking. I've given up the past. I'm going to try to be more present-minded. Two of Wands, that's it. Present-minded. Make decisions in the here and now. Look out upon the world from the here and now. This is my start point, not my past. This is my start point. Okay? Very simple, but overlooked Two of Wands. It's good. It's a good indicator. Okay? When someone says, I let go of the past, okay, prove it. Start living, feeling, and deciding from the present. Not how you used to be, but how you are now. So, they're on the right track there. I like that. That's good. Nine of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Eight of Swords. Here's the thing. For at least one person, Nine of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Eight of Swords, there's something here that still needs to be worked through. It's elusive. But someone in this connection still holds on to disappointment. They're just not fully aware of it. Okay? Yeah, they're just not fully aware of it. They're not fully acknowledging it. It's kind of like, hey, I'm a Nine of Pentacles. I'm an individual. I'm a stand-up, do-right. I can speak for myself. But we're not fully acknowledging our own disappointment in some way. Eight of Swords, Four of Cups. Okay? So at least one person here says, I'm me, I'm independent, I'm capable, I can show up on my own terms, I can speak for myself. Four of Cups, Eight of Swords. Like I said, not fully acknowledging that there's still work to do and disappointment. Okay? But other than that, you say your spirit's open, and your spirit's open to this connection that you share a deep bond with, and this person's made a dedicated effort to live more in the present. But there still seems to be sadness that is not being fully acknowledged for at least one person. Disappointment that's not being acknowledged by at least one person. How it's kind of repetitive for at least one person. Okay. Let's get some advice, please. Knight of Pentacles, the Magician, Knight of Swords, manifesting. Okay? Manifesting literally a halfway point. Meeting somewhere in the middle. These two knights. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. It's like the speed is irrelevant. If somebody wants to show up cautiously or someone wants to rush in there, it's not the point. The point is that we have two people here literally meeting halfway in terms of want. Do we both want to do this? So I don't know who that we is to you. Six of Cups could be anybody, and I honestly don't know. I don't have much markers or indicators to tell me absolutely who this is to, except that you're kind of willing to like forgive it all. Let's just open up to this. So this not fully acknowledged disappointment could be you. It could be them. Despite their recent dedication to give up the aches and pains and owies of the past, to live more in the present. Okay? I don't know. But I can see that the manifestation is happening, and the idea is, can we at least meet halfway? Can we find a truce halfway? Can we talk halfway? Can you meet me halfway? Ace of Wands, Three of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. Somebody here has been waiting on the other to come back. And it's like, and then we can build again, or then we can restructure things. But I got to wait for this to come back and acknowledge me or something like that. And it's been patient too, very patient. Ace of Wands. I want to have good energy for this. I want to have hope for this specifically. But that Five of Pentacles, that difficult situation or scenario needs to come back to me. And then I'll open up to it, or then I'll talk to it. And just, but it's kind of like that's the halfway point. Will they connect to me? Will they come my way? So I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's wrong. I think it's somebody's plan that is coming through. Yes. You want to be met halfway. You want them to want to meet you halfway. But the idea is that in order for this thing to thrive or to work, there is this impression that they need to come to me. Right or wrong, it's there. That impression is there. Okay? All right. I would just say be careful about expectations. That's all. Expectations, more often than not, is what causes harm. We might have very strong ideas that we have reason to expect something or someone to take an action or communication, but we are often proven wrong. Okay? Mind you, I'm more concerned about that person who hasn't fully acknowledged their own disappointment. Like they dismiss it. It's like, it's no big deal. You know, it means something. It means something, it does. My dreams. I've been dreaming about you, so there might have been an increase in dream activity where you have impressions of that person. It's elusive, or that you just have a dream that involves them in some way. Could be to do with memories, but again, it typically shows up as you have the impression of that person that you've been manifesting, or the one that you'd be like, I'm willing to open up. It's all good vibes. It's all good feelings, and I admire that a great deal, and I can see that you mean it emotionally. Okay? But don't forget you're a person too. So if you have what looks like unacknowledged disappointments with this, please understand that it's real and valid. I can see that you are used to accommodating your own kind of individual energies and spirits. I would not expect anything less from Aries. But do realize that you're a person too. And so while you are quite joyously opening to this person and a kind of, hey, you met me halfway and I'm over the moon about it. Okay. Please know that you're a real person too and you had real experiences. I believe that's you. I do. And if you have grievances, and if you have like unchecked disappointment and hurt, like a lot of people do, just know that that's still with you, despite your initial enthusiasm and your initial greeting to this. Okay? Okay. Transcendence, unity. Wanting to rise above all that and find unity with this situation or person. Find balance. And dark nights of the soul. Action, courage, new beginnings, yeah. And for some of you, Aries might be your Jupiter placement, very specific. And dark night of the soul. Having come to terms with our shadow side. The difficult stuff, the stuff that's not easy to look at, that more often than not involves ourselves, because the dark night of the soul is a very personal journey. We can't speak to other people's. We would have no clue. We can only really account for our own. So have you had your own dark night? I see what you're doing in order to willing to be open to this and forgive it and love on it. And greet it back into your world. But have you come to terms with how deeply disappointed you've been in this connection? Why you put yourself in that position of, I would be open to it if it just met me halfway, but it does have to meet me halfway on my terms. Have you thought about where that comes from? Okay, there's something in there for you. There is. Okay, we're going to put those away. But yeah, action, courage. I see that. There's that beginning energy right there. You'd be willing. You would be willing, and I know you feel it too. Once more, I'm not necessarily convinced this is a so-called ex. I really am not. This feels different. but as it resonates. Someone who wants to be part of your life again, but they have to be willing to stop working with the past and work more with the present energy. But you need to understand, I believe, your own disappointment too. That way you're not taking the past with you. Okay? We have one letter, H. We have the crescent moon. Perhaps there might be some influence around here by the next crescent moon or the light of the moon, but not the new moon. And we have the keyword here being protected on the dog tag. For some of you, you are in the military, and thank you for that. I appreciate you. But you are protected in the situation, or this connection is protected. Okay? I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aquarius and their person, please. Show me Aquarius. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explain the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Okay. The World, Seven of Wands, the Hermit, okay. The Star, the Two of Cups, and the High Priestess. Okay. Oh, I knew that was going to drop. The Lovers, Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. I got you. Justice. No, okay. I got you. But we say that's not random what you did. It was thoughtful. In other words, is this what's right for me, yes or no? And you concerned yourself with justice, karma, balance. This is how it must be spiritually, technically, legally, whatever. But you're saying in the greater scheme of things, balance. Is this correct, yes or no? Because it's not just how the scales will weigh up today, but how they might weigh up in future. So you're like, considering that, I really need to look at what's best for me. And you did, and you have an answer, and that's okay. If I'm being honest with you, your answer looks kind of old. This is something you closed out some time ago. And you've been reinforcing that boundary ever since, and you understand now, the Hermit in present day, you understand, or soon enough, perhaps in Virgo season, that it was the right thing to do. I mean, you told me you had to go out of your way to reinforce that world. It's a cycle. It closed out, either with you on board or you not on board. The thing is, it closed out, but you made the decision, though, Seven of Wands, to reinforce it. It's like, okay, it's closed out then. I will do my part to not go back into that cycle. Seven of Wands. I will do my part then. It's over, and I accept that. And the Hermit, looking back on it, it's like, yeah, it was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do. I see that based on wisdom, experience, insight, knowing me, my life, the pathway I'm on. I get it. It was the right thing to do. And I defend that decision, you say. It was the right thing to do. Right thing to do. Okay. The Star, there you are. Two of Cups, the High Priestess. I feel, whoever that is, it's like they're more connected to you now emotionally and spiritually than ever before. It's hard to see that. It's like they can see you now or feel you now. Specifically, they can feel you now. Like they've no longer been invited to reach for you, but their heart still does, their spirit still does, and it sucks because their intuitive energy is way up here towards you. What it was like prior to that cycle closing, I don't know. It might have been way off scale, you know. But they reach for you now. Intuitively, they still try to feel for you. It's kind of hard to see that, you know. But what's interesting to me is that you're not alone. The reality shows up 3D. I see you building something quite solid, steady, with a strong connection, and that's not very common. To see that kind of steady dedication, steady investment with a strong connection. Typically, the Lovers is one of the hardest things to anchor in the 3D. And that seems to be your first reference point, so you're not alone. I know you're not. You just showed me reality over a strong connection. So this one's far away from you, but it seems to be in tune with its feelings for you, and that includes love. It still tries to tune into you. I don't feel like that's a fresh cycle. It doesn't. When you show me the 7 wands of the world, it's like reinforcing the decision to close that out. With the Hermit too, and the Hermit's a slow guy. So, one of the best indicators for healing in tarot, but he's a slow guy. I feel like you've been reinforcing that cycle for a long time. Then it's over, it must be. It's what's best, and that's what you've referred back to time and again. When in doubt, it's what's best. Karmically speaking, it's what's best. So this, all I see is a bunch of high-level emotional and spiritual connectivity that would desire you, that cares about you, but it goes beyond that feeling of care. A lot of people don't realize the word care. I care about you. Care is the action. It's more than a feeling. It's supposed to be an action. So I don't know where this person's love was demonstrated or how or to what degree, but it goes beyond care, I believe. It's odd. You see these cycles close out, and someone's connectivity couldn't be higher to you. But regardless, the Lover, 7 of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, that's real. That's really real. It's steady. It's calm as hell, too. That's a nice, steady investment with a strong connection. We don't want to build things too quickly with that strong connection because we really want to appreciate the process. And I have no doubt you keep at it, it'll go into an 8 and so on and so forth. But yeah, you got something here that's steady as a rock. It's a trusting connection. It's a stable connection. It's a loving connection. So I know you're not alone. I know you're not. It's like you're reflecting on what you closed out. They reflect on you in present day strength of emotion, intuitive feeling. It's hard. But you're clearly attached. You're deeply attached to something that's quite stable. Again, you've thought about it 1,000 times, that sense of justice, karmic correctness. It must be, it must be, it must be, it must be. It's the only thing you're saying that makes sense at the end of the day. Is reinforcing that closed cycle. You've thought about it many times. And you even see the purpose of it, where it fit in your life. It's like, this is what I learned from that, which is good. Again, all indications of I'm smart and I want to learn from this. You thought about it many times, and this is what you come back to. It's what's correct, it's what's correct, it's what's correct. King of Pentacles. 10 of Cups, the 9 of Wands. Exclusion. It was rough. Someone here wouldn't harmonize. I can see that investment's important to you. Stability with your connections. Be either the strong lover's type or your everyday kind of comfortable, practical love that you might associate with family or friends. It's like it has to be invested in. Otherwise, it's not real. And I get that. It's like this thing would not measure up in reality. We blocked it. Or somebody, frankly, just repeatedly was told in one way or another, your energy isn't welcome in the greater extent of my life. I don't include you in my 10 of Cups. You are being excluded on purpose. It's like you mean something to me, but you're not actually part of it. And that's a contradiction of information, yes. Somebody rejected the opportunity to harmonize again and again and again. 9 of Wands is repetition and behavior. And it, to an extent, it's standing up for what someone believes in until it runs negative, yes. And it just becomes a repeating behavior. It was to enlighten justice, enrich in the emotional experience. It's like, no. Like, I care about you, but you're not part of my world. And that was an active block, okay? Someone who knows better, King of Pentacles. The Hanged Man, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Justice. And you, like I said, there it is again. Hanged Man with Justice. You've thought about it repeatedly. You said it's reality that counts, not the feeling. You can tell me you care about me all you want, but it's reality that cuts the mustard around here. I agree. It either is or it isn't, and I say it 1,000 times, and people don't seem to get it until they get it. It's the reality that counts. You can have all these strong feelings flying around, but unless they're anchored in reality, you know, what's love got to do with it? So thank you for I care about yous. But can you prove it? So many of you thought about 1,000 times the correctness of it, and you said, you know what's correct for me? A new beginning with a solid investment. And there it was, that Page of Pentacles. When you had the opportunity to forge a connection you could actually have, that you could actually participate in, you could actually put your best investment into, it changed the game for you. Okay? It stopped being a game. It's hard to do new things. It's hard to change your patterns. It's hard to reinforce cycles that you never had any intention of closing. And that's our challenge. Okay? That was our challenge. I got you. Yours makes perfect sense to me today, and I hope it makes sense to you. It really does. That's the bigger point of it. It's either makes sense to you or it doesn't, but it makes perfect sense to me. And in that blockage, it's like they realize at long last how they finally feel about you. And it's, I should have harmonized with you. I should have included you more in my life and my plans and my emotions and my heart. I got it. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas. But, you know, it's weird. They're so in tune with you now. But you chose reality. Not a loose set of feelings that were hard to define. Good job. Honey, I'm a big feeler. I'm the biggest ridiculous feeler ever. But I also appreciate, like you, reality. But is it real? Can you make it real? Or do you need to go home? Okay. Ghosted. Other people's, that's what I'm saying. Inconsistent, ghosted. The lack of acknowledgement of reality, ghosted. Others' opinions. Someone was too bound up by others' opinions. Too afraid of being seen, developing something, or just somebody had a poor opinion of you and they badmouthed you at the connection, and somebody was just way too impressionable. You know that person who just listens to everybody else except themselves? Yeah, that's what I got. They're too concerned with how they look, or too concerned with what others will think of them. Well, they listen to themselves now when it comes to you. It must be very painful. Okay. Apology. You might have received one, you may not have. You know, I often find, though, with the apology cards, and people hate this because it's true, the biggest apology we often owe is ourselves for allowing ourselves to get caught up in these cycles, how long we participated in them. I can tell the way you took an active defensive stance on this. I have to reinforce it. That suggests to me that prior to this, you did not reinforce the cycles, and perhaps you thought I should have done this 1,000 times over, or 100 times over, or a dozen times before this. So it might be that you are practicing forgiveness with yourself and that in the Hermit. I promise you this was all part of the experience. And if that's the truth, I want you to forgive yourself. Now, if you feel this person owes you an apology, okay, you're probably not wrong. But also, the Aquarius I'm looking at, you're not keeping score. People who honestly feel they're owed an apology, I don't think that they're wrong, but they're also doing themselves a disservice by sitting around and waiting for it. The people that hurt us don't really want to acknowledge that they hurt us, because that would mean they were a bad guy or a bad girl, right? Why would you want to acknowledge that? That's the ego protecting itself. I didn't do anything wrong. So again, if you never received an apology, give it to yourself. You don't need their permission, and you don't need their apology. Aquarius, I'm looking at, again, you're too big for that. You know better. The Hermit doesn't become the Hermit because he's collecting apologies from people. Okay, he figures things out for himself. North Node, for some of you, Aquarius is your North Node. Cosmic purpose, or even if it's not your North Node, figure out what that is, okay? It's the characteristics and traits you rise into. that help guide you along these difficult decisions. For some of you, your North Node might be Justice, Libra, or Gemini, your air cousins. There's a lot of that here today. Yeah, you could be a double, triple, quad air sign. Goodness. And you might get an apology from this. I mean, there's the reason I saw that card, right? Maybe in time. But again, I wouldn't hold my breath on it. No. I wouldn't put money on it. I wouldn't hold my breath out for it. People are who they are. They will do what they do. Or they won't do what they won't do. IOU. There it is again, the sense of IOU. Literally, they're all vowels here. IOU and 2 A's. IOU. There's that feeling there of debts not paid. It's interesting to me because you're like, I'm interested in paying my debts. I don't want any more bad karma. I want what good karma affords me. Karma works both ways. Consequences. This is what you deserve, positive. This is what you deserve, negative. So it behooves us then to take a look at our own bills and pay them accordingly. You know what? I'm done with this shit. I'm going to reinforce that cycle. I can't afford to get into it again with you. See that? That's how that works. I hope that helps you. I would say good job overall, and I love this strong connection that's becoming increasingly stable. Damn good decision. And that was an active example of karma. Yeah, you're getting what you deserve here. You did the right thing over here. Okay? I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, what's up? Show me Gemini, that person, please. Show me Gemini. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, right? But as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Okay. Knights of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands. 4 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. No. 7 of Cups, the Sun, and the 9 of Cups. Good. Overview, Ace of Pentacles. You got stuff going on. I see that. You're busy, you're working. You got a lot going for you in terms of what you're building into, personal security, what you do, the master of your craft. You're awesome at it. Keep being awesome at it. Okay? It's good, and it's got you preoccupied these days. Now, I got something negatively preoccupying your heart space. I don't want it to be there. Okay? But I can't tell you what to do. But I would advise this, Gemini, I really want you to let this go from your heart, which I know is easier said than done. But this energy over here that's connected to you, they already have. Okay. Knight of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. So once more, I can't tell you what to do. I'll just advise you. They let it go. And I don't want you carrying around unnecessary baggage in your heart like that. It's not worthy of you. And I promise you, they're not holding a torch out for you either. Okay? I'm not saying that to be mean. It's because I want you to get over here. That's where you deserve to be. Knight of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. Like I said, your heart space is still struggling to love this. Again, it shouldn't be that hard. It should be nowhere near that hard. 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. That's... That is way too much heaviness, breakage, abandonment. The weight and pressure of it all to maintain feelings that by all rights someone else has already given up on. So I want you to have the same, and then you can be so liberated. That is liberation right here. Knight of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. No, honey, that's too much. Yeah, poor Knight. Okay? Your lovely emotions is smothered. And that heaviness. I don't know what about this person still inspires your heart, even if it's just by drips and drops at this point. They're not a worthy recipient of it. And they're definitely not worth this. The connection's not worth this. This is broken. I don't want you to continue to carry the weight of it. It can't be worth it. Some of you might be diehard romantics and you're holding out to the very end. But again, all I can see is where the harm that would take you. Okay. Especially since someone's given up, honey. Their energy's coming across like this. Just, it's given up. It doesn't want to be there. I mean, like I said, they are not holding out a torch for you. Four of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Six of Swords. At first, I see them withholding any positive feeling to give to this connection, including the ability to work through it. And as soon as you think that there might be some interest there, Page of Wands, they went, nah, Six of Swords. And said, no, I'm good. No more repairs, no more holding out hope for this. I'm good. So it feels like insult to injury. First, they withheld from you. Refrained. Silence. Nothing. Doing nothing. Okay, fine. We need to understand ourselves if we want to try to fix this. Fine. I'll give them that. Fair. But Page of Wands wouldn't have been enough to push back on all that damage. The interest is way too small. You don't need that bullshit. If someone's going to show repairs with you, it needs to be at a higher operating level than just withholding. Maybe a little bit. No. Change my mind. Six of Swords. So I don't know if they were afraid of the work. I don't know if this person's just way too lighthearted. I don't know if they have commitment issues, or frankly, they just stopped giving a fuck. Okay. I don't know. Take your pick. But it's way too light, non-committal. I really don't want to be here. I shouldn't be giving you signs and signals of false hope either. I'm going to go now. It's not worth it to them to try. So you're like, weight, heaviness, hurt, ow. But I still have some residual feeling here that's soft and it makes me feel vulnerable and it hurts. They're over here. No. Okay. Seven of Cups, the Sun, Nine of Cups. That's individual. That is individual right there. It's technically the shared line, but singularity right here. Seven of Cups, Nine of Cups, the Sun. I want you to open up again, just in the heart space. I'm not saying open up to options in love. Why would you do that? Why would you do that right away? You can do. It's a choice. Always it's a choice. There's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. Seven of Cups in and of itself represents choice. It also represents the willingness to just be open to your needs and interests and wants first. Okay? That is a choice among your Seven of Cups. And that's where I see you taking this is, oh, it's almost like you remember radically, oh, I can operate for me now. Oh, I can make decisions that feel good for me now. Oh, I get to make decisions that allow me to access my own personal fucking joys. That's personal joy, the Sun and the Nine of Cups. That is personal joy. I get to make decisions that are good and right and happy and healthy for me. Oh, happy fucking day. That means I couldn't have done that unless this person was gone. Oh, I get it. Thank you for taking off. Thank you for not taking repairs seriously. Thank you for not giving a damn. Because again, that's going to be how awesome that feeling is. That sense of release. The burden's gone. Okay? The pressure you have felt to honor that little space in your heart that would still show emotional devotion to this. Some sort of love to this. Some sort of vulnerability to this. The pressure ceases to exist when you realize you don't have to. They don't want to. And in that, it's almost you look giddy, almost high on the freedom of it. I don't blame you for that. So let this pass. You want to know who someone is, look at how they treat you. They had an opportunity to try, and they chose not to. They have their reasons. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. But I can always tell what has a chance and what doesn't have a chance based on the disparity. How something's way off energetically. And then also an effort. It shows like this an effort if it's not going to work out. It shows this in emotionality and mentality and spirituality when it's not going to work out. When it's way different on the scales. It's nowhere near the same. You two are not the same. Okay? I see you have the spirit, Eight of Pentacles. If you want to work through something, you can, you will. That's their attitude, and I respect that. But this would literally take the cooperation of someone else. So I'm almost envious of you here, because you're going to hit that high when you realize, oh, I can operate from a me space now. There's no we. No. They made sure of that. But there is a me. And it's going to feel good. You're not going to know what to do with yourself when you realize they've fully taken their exit and taken their bow, whatever it is. Ace of Swords, Seven of Cups. That's what I'm saying. First and foremost, that Seven of Cups is for you. It's going to do wonders for you when the truth hits you. Ace of Swords, when the truth hits you, you're going to have what looks like possibly an overnight conversion process between I still feel a certain pressure and obligation in me to try. Please tell me you still feel the same way. You don't. You're still leaving. You're still waving bye. Okay. So this meant fuck all to you then. Okay. And then when you realize that, when the truth of it, oh, my feelings are my own now. Oh, I can open up. I can give and receive love any way I want. I'm not limited to this anymore. I'm not required to give this anymore. Oh my God. You see the release of freedom there? So there's going to be so much truth. But it's the kind of truth that gets you back into a good space of you. Queen of Cups and Seven. I think this is who you really are. I do. I think you're someone who has a softer heart space, and you would like to be open to giving and receiving love just for you first. Okay? Feeling for yourself first. Getting back into that. Allowing yourself to feel good again without this person's influence. Okay? All right. Seven of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. Two of Wands. A little bit of a liar there. A little bit. I have the feeling that this person wasn't fully honest with you. Seven of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Two of Wands. They had been feeling for some time that they were a person of singularity, an individual. But they didn't really share that entirely with you. I think, in other words, they knew they wanted to be on their own for a long time. Go single, do their own thing, go their own way. But they weren't very forthcoming with it. That would explain a lot, that Four of Pentacles and Page of Wands I saw. They weren't doing anything with this. When you were offering repairs or indicating or pointing to or hinting that you would be interested in repairs, even though it was really heavy, they didn't say much. There's a reason why. They didn't want to get too involved. But they didn't know how to say that. I actually have no intention of working things out with you. I'd rather be on my own. When somebody tells you that, believe them. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. And I'm sorry, they weren't immediately honest about it. But they knew for quite some time for themselves. But they didn't give you the weight of their answer until they were completely prepared to split. Okay? Yeah, they wanted it, and that's fine. That shit will catch up to them later. Don't worry about it. For not being more honest with their intent the whole time. That would also explain why the scales were way off. You were indicating that you'd still be willing to work through this no matter how hard it was. And they were nowhere to be. It was dead silence over there. Or a, uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I need a little more time to think about it. And then they had a lot of time to get more and more distant. Okay. Passive. Okay. Just be honest. But I'm glad that you get to jump for joy for yourself now. And you remember, oh, I can be open in my heart any way I want to. It's no longer limited to just this one person. Unblock me. I miss you. I want to reconnect. Please unblock me. Literally or energetically, we want so we can speak. It's like I said, at some point they shut it down. If they were still talking to you, okay, it was very limited. You didn't seem to have the benefit of their full thoughts. So I feel like that was partial block. You don't really know my full thoughts, actions, or intents until I'm pretty much out the door. You had really hoped they would work through things with you. Okay? And jealousy. Jealousy. I am jealous. I can barely stand it. I don't know. I'm not sure I saw that from you, but there might have been this sense of jealousy involved in some way. Okay. Jealousy is a natural human response, but the more we indulge in it, the more it suggests that we have certain levels of immaturity we need to work through. But I don't know about the jealousy thing. I don't know. So take that as it resonates. Again, new oracles. I get... I'm not big on new oracles for a reason. But if that made sense to you, then it made sense to you. Okay? I'm picky about my oracles. I can see where the unblock me thing made sense. The jealousy thing, though. Self-love, yes indeed. Practice more self-love. Absolutely. And that's what I'm happy to report this is. Okay? That's what this is. I'm glad that you get to live for you now. Counsel and therapy. Being open about these things, talking about these things. It doesn't have to literally be with counsel and therapy. This is the kind of thing you could do. Have this kind of dialogue with someone whom you trust, someone in the family, like, or an advisor, a spiritual advisor, anything that talk to you more about, hey, self-love, and take someone at their word. Let them part ways. If they got to go, let them go. Believe them and don't take them back. And that you get to live for you now. And remember that. Okay? All right. We have the letters D, O, Y, M, and Z. Gemini, I do hope this helped you. Congratulations. You'll get there. I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. I have to tell you, I had to give it a darn good think about whether or not I was going to redo yours, because I typically have a hard rule that I only redo readings now when they seem to have no consequence. In other words, nothing was changed or decided, and I'm like, why am I looking at this? It's not going to help my collective. I really want to create readings for those people who want to do the work and find progress. In some way find progress. No matter how small, I'll take it. Okay? But just to kind of give you an overview, I saw a Libra who was struggling to deliver their highest truth to someone who needed to hear it, but kept prohibiting it, to the point of devil and nine of swords, and they wouldn't say, but that's the thing that needed to be said the most, is what that Libra was terrified of saying the most. And here's the thing. I also saw that Libra actively manifesting a balanced best-case scenario, but they were terrified of worst-case outcomes. And so it was because of that fear that kept them from acting in their own best interest. And whoever they were connected to kind of mildly rebuffed it. So in other words, they didn't take it too seriously. So that being the case, or it wasn't too friendly or too unfriendly, what does it matter? But it's kind of like they kept saying the same thing. I can't say this, I can't say this. On the contrary, that's the thing you need to say. The thing you're most terrified of. It's the only way to create the balance, the best case scenario that you could hope to achieve is with the truth. But anyway, it was very dissatisfying because I didn't have a solid insight as to help you move forward. Because while you had a goal, it wasn't being achieved. That's what was frustrating. And I didn't have any more insights to push back against those fears, because the devil kept attaching itself to those fears. I can't say that, but I want the best outcome. That's not how this works. But anyway, for those who needed to hear it, I saw a connection there. It was Queen of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. It was a gentle rebuff. It's like, it isn't a big deal, but also I'm not taking it too seriously. So again, if that's the case, then say what you need to say. The more you tell yourself, I can't say that, that's the very thing you need to say. Yeah. And that's how we create those good balances. Okay. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. But as I say in the intro, reverse those well, reverse those energies as you see fit. Oh, I glitched there for a second. The Emperor, Two of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups. Okay. Three of Cups, Two of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. See, you're both confused. Now, this one's different. This one's very, very different. Okay, I'm glad to see that the energy I'm looking at, you got a shot. A shot of, this is me, empowerment. Good, 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 because that's going to tell me right there how you perceive direction. All right, Two of Cups, Ten of Cups, Ace of Wands. Yeah. It's been decided. Excellent. Ace of Wands. It's with you right now. The energy's with you right now. Good. Completely different. Again, I don't mind the heavy readings. I don't. But when it seems like they don't have an end purpose, that's frustrating because I need my collective to be able to say, okay, I see myself in that, and this is what I'm figuring out for myself as progress. I didn't see that. So again, keep that under your hat. This is for Libra who's like, oh, I'm this close. I'm this close to making a decision, Christina, I swear. And so you are Ace of Wands. You're lit, actually. You're kind of excited, but you are still kind of keeping that excitement in check. Realistically, you're like, okay, how do I approach this? How do I approach this? How do I approach this? Because empowerment is important to you. You also, P.S., as your role here as the Emperor for the Libra, I'm looking at whatever it is you decide upon, you want to take ownership of that decision. Good, bravo, well done. So the Emperor tossing around that Two of Pentacles, okay, fine, we'll take that. The point is the Emperor holds him or herself responsible. And you're like, that's what I want to do. I'm feeling this, Ace of Wands. I'm open to it, man. I'm open to it. Believe me. It's just, if I step into this, I got to own that and I got to be comfortable with that decision. I got you. The thing, and it's an emotional decision, Seven of Cups, being open. Being open in some way, the willingness to express, receive emotions, explore them, but the openness is there. You're kind of excited, but you're also, let's be cool, let's be realistic. What does this look like? Okay? I got you. Three of Cups, Two of Swords, Nine of Cups. I have someone here who strictly says, this is me. It's a very individual response. I'm not saying it is multifaceted. No. It's one person saying, look, I have some idea that I would reconnect with you too, but it confuses me. It does. It's like, it's almost in a weird way, in a blunt way, saying, yeah, I would reconnect with you. I'm not quite sure why I would, though. That's not true. They would because it would still make them happy. I don't know why it's hard for them to completely see that, but they struggle with it. I would like it if there was a little bit more admission on their part that they would like to, because it's in there. I think they overthink it. I really do. It's kind of like I want to reconnect with you, but I have a hard time admitting that to myself. So I'm kind of just insisting that I'm confused about the whole thing. So I don't know if that helps you. I don't know if you factored that kind of thing in. But yes, a part of them would be happy to reconnect with you, even if they're claiming confusion. I don't know why, though. They do, though. Nine of Cups. Because it would make them happy. So I don't know why it's any, but, you know, the way you're kind of showing me I haven't completely made up my mind. They haven't completely made up their energy. You understand? So, I mean, I would advise to not connect until you know. And I would advise them to do the same. But it seems to me connection is imminent at this point. And I see it as a good thing. I see it as positive. Two of Cups, Ten of Cups, Eight of Wands. And there's the communication eventually. When we seem to understand for the both of you that love is here in some way and there's a respect of feeling, particularly respect of feeling, and the importance in each other's lives, Two of Cups within the Ten of Cups, that suggests it's important. We're important to each other. I'm acknowledging that, and you have an idea that they're acknowledging that. That's when we're going to find balance and peace and harmony with this. So the Two within the Ten of Cups, it's kind of like saying, you're important in my life. That's the best way to translate it. You're important in my life. And the Ten of Cups, again, is an overarching concept. It's like the Ten of Pentacles, but at the emotional level. This is who I'm connected to, which suggests persons of importance. So we have family, we have friends. It's not an absolute. It's what you make of it. These are the people, when you look out upon the world, you're glad that they're there. So again, they know their place. You know your place in their world. Okay, Ten of Cups suggests you're important in mine, and I'd like to be important in yours. Let's acknowledge that, please. And there we create emotional harmony. Okay, I know who I'm connected to and why. Get it? So Eight of Wands. When that's understood, or rather felt on both sides, communication will be effective. And it will reflect appropriately. All right? It will be good. When you understand that you are open to it, when they understand that they want to be, and they need to admit that to themselves, then the communication will be effective. Okay? So it's kind of like you got to own your side, they got to own their side. When that happens, the communication gets smoother, and there's and that's equal acknowledgement. 2 and 10, 8. That's equal acknowledgement. I think you're important to me in my life. And they're like, okay, same. I'll stop with the 2 of Swords bullshit. It's true for me too. That's when we harmonize, and it's beautiful. Okay. So I don't quite know who this is to you, but you do, and that's all that matters, because I see you kind of opening up in the position literally of empowerment. So you would know who this is to you, okay? You don't need the tarot lady to tell you. You would already know, okay? How you would like to approach this, and then too, they kind of have to get past that 2 of Swords bullshit, you know? I call bullshit on the 2 of Pentacles all the time. I'm just as like to do it with the 2 of Swords. What do you mean you don't know? It's granted, it's nowhere near as bad as the 8 of Swords or the 9 of Swords. Like that. I don't really know how I feel. Yeah, you do. Stop playing. 9 of Cups. I don't know why they got that little blindfold on, like they can't see it. Yeah, their mind doesn't want to acknowledge it. Their heart does. Okay. But to be fair, you had hesitations and reservations too. Okay? There's a reason why you're choosing ownership over opening up. Temperance, the Hanged Man, Knights of Wands. The both of you have had a long time, and let me emphasize this, long time. Temperance, the Hanged Man, to kind of sort your respective energies out. Lots of time to heal the both of you. Lots of time to gain perspective, the both of you. I know that they have thoughts and feelings beyond that. It's more like in the interest of confrontation about connectivity that they're suddenly like, oh, I don't know about that. That's not to say they haven't done a background of work just like you have. Okay? This suggests, though, it's taken place. And guess what? We're still crazy about it, Knights of Wands. I see it as a compliment here in this position, not as a negative. I know the Knights of Wands gets a bad rep. But no, the thing is, we're still crazy about this person. We still have a lot of energy for them, and we can see that for ourselves. We're not stupid, right? And it stands to reason that they feel something similar, okay? But we've had a lot of time to think about feelings and our passion and our energy and our interest and where it's best served and where it's meant to go. And you know what we concluded? That you and I, more or less, we have a strong feeling for each other, and we deserve to be in each other's lives in some way. Can we honor that feeling? That's lovely. And also someone had a lot of time to think about, it's not just about passion, reflected right here. Oh, Justice, you, 5 of Swords, 8 of Wands. Okay. It wasn't just about passion. There was a form of self-sabotage here when it comes to you, or was coming from you. 8 of Wands. There was a form of self-sabotage attached to the words 8 of Wands. We did not do ourselves justice here. You, them, or somewhere between the 2 of you were sharing this form of self-sabotaging energy surrounding the communication specifically. So here's the honesty of it. Beautiful honesty right here. There's beautiful, honest 8 of Wands. This was dishonest. Okay, we might have thought it was fair, but it wasn't. Withholding communication, not giving the full weight of our thoughts, they can't handle it, or some shit like that. No, that was a form of self-sabotage. It was a form of self-manipulation, or that was a 5 of Swords either received. On your side, you received that, or that's what you delivered, or somewhere between the 2 of you, you most likely played into this. Okay? But it's kind of like saying, oh, no. I totally believe this is fair. No, something about the communication wasn't fair, and it was never really fair. Okay. There was a slanted point of view here that someone said, oh, this is absolutely true, and it wasn't true. Also, someone talking a lot but not actually getting to the point, or saying very little and still not getting to the point. I don't know. I was like, oh, this is a fair response. No, it's not. That needs to be cleaned up, right? And here it is, the truth of it. So I have every reason to believe that the cleanup effect has taken place. Again, the both of you have had more than enough time to think about this. My part in the communication and where it got skewed or slanted or misunderstood. I did that, and this is what I received. They did that. Okay? So you've both had time to think about what the other person said. So here's the truth. And here's coming from a place of untruth or distrust around communication, okay? At some point it got hard, very hard for somebody to take the other person seriously, because it's like, you're never getting to the point. You're never saying what you mean to say. I can see you edit even as you're talking to me. It's like, I know you're not telling me who you really are, what you really think, or what you really feel. And that doesn't seem to be the issue in present day, and that's what I'm concerned with. That's what I concern myself with, what's happening now. So I understand that there's a backstory. But I can tell you this. If we want things to change, we have to do the opposite of what was done last time. And there it is right there. Honesty in words, intent, actions, thoughts, feelings. Stop editing, stop self-sabotaging, get to the point. Something I struggle to do, but that's because I'm trying to convey as much information as possible in the least amount of time, and I struggle with it. I really do. Okay. But this is beautiful, it's honest. You're important to me, and I want to see you in my life. And they're like, yeah, me too. Okay. Oh, no. No, Oracle decks. No. No, don't do this to me. Okay. Autumn. Could be early autumn. That's just one of many that I could have taken a look at. For some of you, Libra might be your Pluto placement or transformation, possibly connecting to Scorpio. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? No, bad oracles. It is a big deck, though. You know, you work with those big decks. You take big risks. Sometimes it just gets out of control. You know? You have to ask yourself sometimes, if you really need two hands, is it even worth it? Generous offer. Yeah, something's coming through in terms of a generous offer. That could be a gift. That could be just a generous offer to talk. I don't know. There's some sort of gesture here. From the Divine Masculine, which technically the Emperor is. So am I looking at you? Are you the Divine Masculine here? The generous offer. I don't know what it is, but you're giving it darn good thought about that delivery and what it means and how you feel about that and how it might be received, so on and so forth. Okay. It closed off guarded resistance, and someone here has been famously closed off guard, and that shows up in the communication too. Okay. I do feel like that might be them, kind of like I refuse to see, or I'm being closed off guard and resisted. So you two know, you're familiar with your history. I strongly think, and all that, people have no idea how far the Five of Swords can run on that Age of Wands, the communication. With enough distrust built up over communication, you can absolutely learn to start distrusting somebody. It's like your language is so guarded and cut off and never tells me what I need to know. I guess you just don't want me to know you. And that's I wish people would understand that. Just say what you mean to say. Makes things a lot easier. Okay. Yep. Gotta wrap it up. I'm making steaks tonight. Yes. Oh! I see. Finding myself, so we have improved. This is interesting. Gaslighting you, something to say is in reverse, okay? It was a form of self-sabotage. Let's take all the fancy modern language of gaslighting out of this. I get it. But that's what this looks like when we're talking about tarot. That's what that is. It's falsifying of information by editing, leaving things out, not saying what we mean to say, telling ourselves they can't handle it, or, you know what, I don't know how I think or feel. Bullshit. That's all self-sabotage, and that's gaslighting. So we end up saying a bunch of gibberish that in the long term means nothing, except the other person ends up distrusting the other person because they know they're not being honest or straightforward or getting to the point. It's like something to say. I don't have anything to say. That was a form of gaslighting. I don't have anything new. I don't think the way you think. I don't feel the way you feel. I don't have anything to return. Gaslighting, lies, no, self-sabotage. Again, this is how we leave big, gaping holes to distrust somebody else over something like our words. And, of course, the actions are going to follow suit, all right? But we've had so much time, oodles of time, to think about this. We should know what we know by now. Our truths are our truths. Honor them, own them, respect them. Okay, yeah, I've been finding myself. Well, we had to. And that's the key thing around here. If you're going to talk to somebody and they say, I'm finding myself, it's because they've already done it, not because they're about to. If they're about to say, I'm finding myself, or I need to find myself, walk away. Walk away right fucking now. Because I'm telling you, it's not worth it. Find myself. You know what? You go on and find yourself on your time, not on mine. Thank you. G, D, Z, and N. We have the Medina of Pisces in the reverse. The keyword here being intuitive. Some of you might have some very strong Pisces in your chart. Could be connecting to, or the season might be important to you. This one was good. It had good details in it. I saw flow, and I saw movement, and I saw positive decision making around something that before perhaps did not exist. So that is what you call improvement in my book. That's a lot of progress. We're keeping this one. My reference to the first one, I hope it helps you in some way for those of you who are struggling with making a very important decision or declarative and you still felt the need to hide that. No, hopefully that's not the case. But anyway, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, what's up? Show me, Taurus. Show me, Taurus. And their person. What's up? Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explain the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Ace of Cups, the High Priestess, Two of Cups, beautiful. B-E-A, beautiful. Yes, lovely. Eight of Cups, Devil. King of Cups, well, tell that one to keep walking. That's what you do. All right, not that I'm trying to tell you what to do, I'm just saying. All right, Four of Swords, Knights of Pentacles, the Chariot. Yeah, you thought about it too. Good. Knight of Swords, there you go. Taking action, taking direction. You got your thoughts in order, your actions are in order, your focus is in order. It's like, I know who I am, I know what I'm doing. Boom. And you're just showing me Knight of Swords in the general sense. This is what I'm doing. I'm busy, you know. You got stuff to do. You're not being passive, you're being very active at this time. But your internal process is gorgeous. Stop it. You can't even handle that. Ace of Cups, the High Priestess, the Two of Cups. Oh, yes, we can. That is gorgeous, lovely, full heart space. And you know. It's not really an ache in your heart. It's just opening up and you're in tune with it. And it's bloody gorgeous, honey. That's wonderful. You are interested in sharing that. Actually, you are demonstrating something I point out all the time. Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. When the heart gets so full, it starts to overflow. It wants to break off and become two. And that's where you are. That's the Taurus I'm looking at, and it's beautiful. What I like is that you're showing me the intuitive self. You're like, yeah, I feel that. Like, literally, you feel that. That's wonderful. And you're kind of glowing with what your heart knows, and you're in tune with it, and it feels so good. It feels so good to open up to love. I don't know that it's in a specific direction, but just in the general sense. Because you know it's there and that it's available to you, that feeling, it makes you happy. The fact that you get to, that you want to open it to love, and you have no objections to that. In fact, you're on board. I mean, it makes me so happy. I mean, you're in that process now. It's activated for you now. Lovely, and I want you to remember that. Stay in that feeling, you know? You're pursuing it, and you're happy that you're in that position you get to pursue it. Like I said, no qualms coming from you. There are no objections, no splinters, no fragmentation. You are on board with you. Gorgeous. That's not... Oh! No. 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 That's a mess, and we can avoid that mess. Eight of Cups, the Devil, King of Cups. I am strongly advising you to just let that mess pass you by, to not participate. But again, there's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. I don't need to advise you too much. You seem to know. But still, Ace of Cups, Devil, and the King of Cups. Now, here's my biggest concern, is that the Devil's literally at the heart of the reading. Whatever this is that's going on with this person is attached to them and uniquely them. It's something they needed to work through on their own timeline. It would be a choice on your part then to open up to this or expose yourself to this, particularly if you're looking to develop love, be in love, and that seems to be this Taurus, like through and through. And it's active. Active. You're not unaware of it. You're all for it. You're like, Team Taurus being in love. Hell yeah, let's do this. And you're seeking it out for yourself. Again, congratulations. I love that. So while you are on your path, just please know that, okay? Eight of Cups, Devil, King of Cups. Now, this is someone who somehow has tricked themselves into believing that they are open from the heart. That is the last thing they are. That tells me that's they actually believe it. Ace of Cups. This is someone who's unavailable. The Devil. They have a history of this, a repeat pattern of this, of being famously unavailable, but really believing that they are. It's just things never happen to work out, right? They have a plethora of energies and people behind them. Well, this is why that didn't work out. This is why that didn't work out. And they don't seem to understand. They're the common denominator in every single situation or scenario about why it didn't work out. So here's the thing. This is their issue. That's theirs to deal with. It would be a choice on your part to connect to someone like that who is giving you mixed signals. And it would be a choice on your part to believe those mixed signals. You know, saying, I'm open and available to love, but you never seem to quite get emotional intimacy with them. You see what I'm saying? I'm available, but no, I'm not. And there's always a reason. There's always an excuse. Okay. So this is no good. That's a direct contradiction. And what really sucks about that is that they actually believe it. Okay? I don't think I've seen too much work for this person, or might see too much work for this person about pushing back on that devil, challenging that. Okay? In the King of Cups, that sucks. They honestly don't see the issue. They really believe they're open from the heart to give and receive love. It's a contradiction. And it's a repeated contradiction. Again, some people walk around blissfully unaware of their patterns. It's like, no. There's a reason every single one of those things did not work out. I wasn't the reason. How about you? Are you my next person? Are you my next reason, Taurus? And you went, no. Four of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot. So there's something about that. I don't know what it was that allowed you to make that decision. You must have seen some evidence there that said this is off. This is way off. Now, I can see that you are that intuitive Taurus. Good. You must have caught a feeling from this person, a vibe, a thing that said something about you and what you're doing is off. Because, again, you're in the business of knowing yourself. This is what happens when you line up. It feels authentic because it is. This is inauthentic, but we're hoping to come across as believable or passable. At least when they connect to you. Right? I really want you to believe me when I tell you I'm open. I'm open to love. I'm open to real feelings. I'm open to being in love too. I really need you to believe that, Taurus. You want to believe that, Taurus? I really need you to believe it. God, I hope I'm passing. So, if that contradiction exists so boldly in that person, it tells me they've had this experience before. That's a pattern. Okay? Not your problem. Four of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot. Yeah, no, you rest on this. You rest on this, and you decide to continue to go on your own merry way. Okay? You got the signal, man. You got a weird sort of bat signal on this one. And that's because you're listening to yourself. You have your own experience that is very real and authentic, and you're not seeing it in this person. I don't care how slick the presentation is. It's not vibing with you. And the fact that you pick up on that so well is wonderful. It's a huge credit to you and how in tune you are with your own self. Gorgeous. Don't ever change that. Four of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot. Yeah, no, you go where you're going, but I'm going this way. On my own thing, my own path. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Like you didn't contemplate that too long. I'll tell you that right now. Good use, though. Good use of your intuitive self, your spider tingles, if you will. Something told you about this connection, It's off. It's way off. Let's get some advice, please. Not that I think you need it. You did a great job here. One of the benefits of knowing yourself and listening to yourself so well is that you can take decisive action like that and not hesitate. That's beautiful. Wonderful. I'm glad that you're able to take decisive action for yourself. Because I tell you, honey, I swear to God, half a tarot for me, the motivation for it is prevention. We can prevent any entanglement with that one right there. Tarot, the more you know. All right. But like I said, you know, may not be you. On the personal side, I hope that is you. Okay? I hope you are that Taurus. Say what? That bitch. That's Alexa. Can't say her name too loud. She needs updates all the time, or she just kicks off. I swear. Why do you need so many updates? She'll just kick off randomly unless she has all the updates. Anyway. Again, it's like, what is it now? What do you need now, dear? What's going on? All right, let's get some advice for you. 7 of Cups, King of Wands, 2 of Cups. See, I know, bless you. You're so consistent. That's so beautiful. Look at that enthusiasm. Look at that optimism. I don't want you to lose that. And I don't want you to lose sight of your new adventure here. That's active. I told you that's active. You're being an active participant in your love energies. You really want your 2 of Cups. Something simple that's easy to understand. It suggests that we're on the same page emotionally. Let's start there. And you're very excited to have those options. You are. But the thing is, of 7 of Cups, of the sea of options out there, and this is options in love in this position for what I've seen for you, you are legitimately excited, but you want your cup. Okay, so while you are pursuing options, this is the bigger goal here. And I love that you're open to it. You are so remarkably open to the process. You are treating it with the respect it deserves, something that's bright, optimistic, full of hope, and that sense of, yeah, it feels good to me. It feels right. So you really do want your equal, okay? And that's lovely. So somebody here is creeping into peripheral hoping to be one of those options. The High Priestess, 4 of Wands, Temperance. You're saying you've done a lot of healing. It's okay. You can handle it. And I believe you, actually. Look at how intuitive you are. You are quite the creature there with your intuition. You might have a lot of water in your chart. That aside, you know. You're saying you know. You figured it out. You're like, I have enough experience to know what a healthy relationship is. And it's like this. I got those vibes right away. There's something about this that spoke to you then in the opposite form. Unhealthy energy here. Like you felt that almost immediately. You're saying you know what healthy prospects are. You can tell the difference between someone who is healed and who isn't. Like that's how beautifully powerful or in tune you are with your own intuitive self. It's like I've done that level of work for me, and I can tell when someone else has done it, and I can tell when someone else hasn't. Excellent skill, my friend. I like how you remain positive. I was like, oh no. I continue forward. I journey forward. This is not going to stop you, honey. It's not going to stop you. Good, good. You didn't examine this one too long or too closely. It's like, no, you got it. You listened to yourself the first time. Excellent. Why am I saying this? Because it's coming up. For some of you, literally, this month. I'm glad that you see pursuing options as a good thing, a healthy thing, a beautiful thing. You have a goal in mind, you have a mission in mind, excuse me. And along the way, you're like, I anticipate to run into characters like this. Perhaps not this bad, but like I know how to weed them out. I'm a pretty good judge of character, and so you are. Excellent. Family home, that's you, honey. That's you 1,000 times over. You are interested in the bigger thing here. Commitment, that's you. Family home, you want the real deal. You want stability. You want to grow into everything that you can possibly can in your connection. In other words, it has a goal. That's what I'm saying. Options in love are all well and good. Some tarot readers all but wet themselves when they see it. It's like, oh my God, the Seven of Cups. Look, it needs to serve a purpose for a lot of people. It's not enough just to have options. What are we going to do with them, right? Is it going to mean something? Is it going to go somewhere? Is it going to have any value that retains later? Okay, building into something. So that's what we want. Family, home, commitment. That's you. That's what I'm saying. There's something about this. Something's off there. Way off. But it doesn't speak to your goals, though. Codependency. Yeah, I don't know that they're looking for a partner so much as someone to be unhealthy with and toxic with, and that's just not who you are. Clearly, that's not who you are. You've done your work. You're past all that bullshit. That's what this was. So, yeah, I saw that shit coming. And I'm not going to participate in it. Good job. Actually, we don't need this one. This is more like that shoulda, coulda, woulda energy for people who have a history. Whatever this is, you have yet to have a history with it, and I want it to stay that way for you. Okay? We did that one. Anything else? Yeah, confirmation there. Excuse me. To be clear, we all have masks, okay? We all wear masks. We all wear different hats. How I would talk to a friend is not the same as how I would talk to a boss. It's not the same as how I would talk to, like, say, a lover. Completely different. So we all adopt different masks. We wear different hats depending on who we're talking to. But there's a difference between having completely different faces. There's the real face here that you're not seeing, and there's the other face that they're trying to show you and get you to believe in. And it's falseness. The whole thing reeks of falseness. Too much extremes with that person. Happiness, sunshine, but then there's the truth in there in the moon. Number 40. Again, you're showing me I know I got it. Good. Oh, you're a smart one. You are intuitively very smart, this Taurus I'm looking at. Very nice. Well done. Proud of you. This is fantastic. Some of you might have a touch of Virgo in your chart. Number 26, the Book of Wisdom. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, that covers it. We have one letter here, H. Somebody else got one letter, it was H as well. And as you can see, it's meant to be. All right, we have the Medallion of Cancer as well as Leo. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, or the seasons might be important to you. And we have, actually, we're in land season now, aren't we? Yes. Okay, we also have the Medallion of Pisces, same. And then the little star, sign of Aquarius, but also you have what looks like very rational, beautiful hopes and dreams for yourself about what you hope to feel and then hope to build into later. Well done. Taurus, honey, I hope this helped you. It was a great read, very straightforward. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Virgo. We'll be in your season in but a blink of an eye. 22nd or thereabouts, depending on where you are in the world, but yeah. Oh my goodness. What's going on? Show me Virgo. And their person. We're going to start with your side of the board, like always, but as I say in the intro, reverse those energies as you see fit. Show me Virgo. Okay. 3 of Cups, 4 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. I understand. Knight of Swords, Judgment, and the Tower. Okay. King of Wands, 2 of Wands, Ace of Cups. See? Okay. Overview, King of Swords. Yeah. Intellectually speaking, you're working through this as we speak, and you will continue to have realizations about this mess and what it all means, and why it was ultimately what was best, even if it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that now, and it didn't feel like that yesterday. But eventually, you'll be able to walk away from this emotionally, okay? I promise. And the King of Swords, like I said, your mind is on this. It's starting to clear stuff up as we speak, and everything I'm looking at is kind of after the fact. Three Cups, Four Swords, the Five of Pentacles. I see that you still long for a connection or reconnectivity, and that's not an accusation. Don't take it as one. It just kind of tells me there's what feels like a lot of breakage, right, that was left unresolved. A lot of disappointment there. And it feels like you were left hanging in many respects, right? Three Cups, Four Swords, Five of Pentacles, and it sucks. So you're showing me longing. Yeah, sometimes you want to connect with this, but I think sometimes, and this is what you're close to realizing for yourself, I think sometimes you want to reconnect to this just so you can understand better what happened. You know, consolidate those difficult feelings. That doesn't mean you miss it all the time. That doesn't mean you miss it all day, every day, and it's not like you're trying to make a way of life out of it, but you feel it sometimes, like an echo. Knight of Swords, Judgment, the Tower. I say someone did a radical exit. They're showing me they did what they did, and they thought it was a good judgment call at the time. And they probably would still agree that that was a good judgment call. They hate the way they did it. Okay? They hate the way they did it. But if it helps you at all, they honestly thought it's what they were supposed to do. That was their calling, that was their time. It's what was expected of them in some way from the spirit of the self, or how we best understood where actions were supposed to be or not be. Okay. With the Tower, they hate the way they did it. They understand it was disruptive. They understand that it was possibly painful. Okay. So I can see where you feel like you have this, or you feel stuck with this residual feeling of what happened. And why do I still long for this? That's because you have a lot of unanswered questions. And pain that you feel like was not addressed. Okay, that's why. So like I said, I don't think you're longing for the connection itself to reunite and build back into it and make it like it once was. It's more like I miss it sometimes because it's just me trying to connect to it, to understand it, what happened. Because, yeah, I can see where actions like this are going to leave a lot of room for questions and doubts and insecurities and fears. Okay? Like I said, they don't like the way they did it. Clearly it left you in a space of uncertainty and confusion. King of Wands, Two of Wands, Eight of Cups. Again, you both share this. In some way they honestly felt they were supposed to walk away. And you, for your part, in time, you will feel better knowing that you have completely detached from this. Ace of Cups. Okay? I would like to see why they thought it was best, or they might have done a radical exit. They agree they hate the way they did it. It's like, I'm sorry I had to come to this, or I'm the way I split all of a sudden, that was sucky of me, I know that. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like if I could undo that part, I would, but I honestly, somebody here's like, I honestly thought from a spiritual point of view I was supposed to go. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Wheel of Fortune's in reverse. Somebody didn't want like a bad karma to come back to them. About why they were putting work into this. They thought they were feeding passion or something like that. Feeding somebody's passion and not much else. It's kind of like I'm working towards something with you, but I don't know what the end result is, except maybe I'm feeding passion and just that. It's like, Wheel of Fortune, I don't want this to come back to me. As Eight of Pentacles is a high level of production. We got really good at this. Somebody got really good at feeding the energies, and at least in terms of passion. Working with it, but it's like that's all I'm working with. I'm a slave to your energies, or I'm a slave to my energies. But this is all I'm putting myself into, is the fun. The lightness, hope. It's like it's something about that Wheel of Fortune in reverse that flew out in reverse. It's like I don't want this coming back to me. I'm feeding this the wrong way, or I'm building into this in the wrong way, and I know it. I don't want to be here as just an object of someone's passion or something like that. It was bad work. It was a bad effort too, something like that. Four of Pentacles. Two of Cups, the Star. Oh, see. Somebody was holding out for love and the other person, I don't know. Somebody here did not like how things were being built into. There was the reality of the thing that suggests all my effort is going into the energy that's largely light, fast, fun, passionate. What I was holding out for was love. That was the higher story arc here, was the Two of Cups and the stars. Somebody here was under the impression that they were holding out for a vision of love and that it would be equal in time if they just worked harder and harder. But then they realized I'm feeding this via one energetic route, and it's really just passion, and someone here had to come to terms with that. So it's like they didn't want it to come back to them, something like that. But this is why I believe there was a motivation here. Somebody was holding out for love, which again was the star, the higher story arc. Okay. And there's what somebody was holding out for in terms of the vision, and then there's what was actually happening. And it's just like I'm working for the passion here. That's it. I'm keeping somebody's flame alive, mine or theirs. And that's it. That's all I'm good for. I wanted this to be a love thing. It's not. I'm working for the passion. And it stops being fun when you realize that's all you're pumping your time, energy, and effort into. And the connection is just the feel-good energies. Okay, you can't really make a grand love story out of that, right? So there's a lot of material in there to work with. This is definitely one of those that I would like to take further. I really would. I wish we had that kind of time, Virgo. But I hope it helped you. I hope it gave you more to work with and to think about. I can definitely see where that kind of judgment call will come into play from somebody's point of view. The Wheel of Fortune's in reverse. I don't want this shit to come back to me. Because this is what I thought it was about. This is what it was actually about. Something like that. Okay. It sucks. Nobody wants that feeling, be it you, them, anybody, to feel like somebody's strictly just their object of passion, and that's the only way I'm feeding this. They got really good at it. Somebody got really good at it. But then they realized, oh, but that's not why I'm holding on to this. Well, case in point, I shouldn't be holding on to this at all. If it was love, I think I'd know it was love by now. It'd be showing up very differently. And so there must have been accumulated evidence, at least from this person's point of view, maybe yours if it's a reversal, that something here was wrong. We were working for this for the wrong reasons, spiritually. Someone here was very concerned about what's going to come back to me if I don't stop, if I don't quit this. The results speak for themselves in the 3D. There's something there that couldn't be argued with. It wasn't theoretically built into. Somebody was building into it from that point of view. Okay. And ghosted. They split, didn't they? Dropped all communication, dropped all action radically, suddenly. They must have had a moment. Somebody here had a moment where it all came crashing down. So this is what it's all about. I'm just feeding somebody's furnace. It's not actually keeping my house warm. And the thing is, you know what's wild to me, Virgo, honey? I see shit like this all the time, but it's, again, in spirit, in feeling, in theory. This happened in reality. This was 3D. They're tired. Somebody got tired of building in one direction. They feel like they were being used. Possibly using you. I don't know. But ghosted. I am sorry I disappeared. If they could talk to you again, it's like, I'm sorry the way I disappeared. But it seemed to me whatever our platform was built and it was never going to change. Something like that. I wanted more. I was holding out for love, and that was stupid. It's like somebody feels like they're stupid. It's like, oh, this is what it's all about. Yeah. Why am I saying it? Because you're still working through it. That's why. I saw you opening up with the thought. With more rest on this, and I just want to emphasize again, for you, for your part, you're showing me a longing, but it's not really for them. Okay? It's, I think, more in that space of wanting to understand. And the vivid dreams. We have a lot of vivid dreams about that. Yeah, it's because a lot of this shit's unresolved, so you're dreaming about it all the time. You know, or they are, or the both of you are. Spring. I don't know that they're necessarily connected, but spring might have been very important. Last spring, I don't think it's this upcoming spring. Everything I said I'm looking at is already after the fact. Last spring might have been very important, or the spring prior to that, some sort of spring. Okay. All right. You will work through this, honey. I promise. And you'll see that for yourself. You will see in time why they walked. And you yourself, for your part, you'll understand why it doesn't hit the same way. Okay, in future, and that it was probably for the best. We have the letters S-I-R. Sir? Did somebody call the other person sir? Oh, excuse me, sir. How can I help you today, sir? But like in a joking way? You always like that? Somebody thought that was kind of sexy? Because let's be clear, that's what was built into, is the sexiness of this. Somebody had some perhaps strong disillusionment about what they had hoped for, holding out for, versus what was happening. But yeah, that could have been a point to turn on for somebody being called sir. It's just there. The dolphins, I know this felt playful, didn't it? Perhaps they're equal. It doesn't feel like it that way, but perhaps once upon a time it felt very playful. I'm sure it did. That's what was built into, was the playfulness, the lightness, the fun. Okay. Capricorn, we have the Medina. You might have some very strong Capricorn in your chart. Could be connecting to it, or the season might be important to you. But we also have the Rose in reverse. For some of you, Virgo might be your Venus placement, FYI. But I don't feel like this is our forever Rose. No. It's faded. Okay. Whatever prospect there was for love, it doesn't seem like that was the main point of this. Somebody wanted it to be. But then they kind of like, oh, but here's the reality. But, Roses in reverse. Virgo, honey, I don't want you to interpret this as a downer. It is simply, because that's not how tarot works. It's not a popularity contest about who gets a great reading and who doesn't. That's not how this works. It's simply a reflection. Just because it says Virgo doesn't mean it's yours. This is for somebody who needed it, okay? So it's not about good or bad reading. It's like, does it help you? That's it. That's all I want to know. All right. But I do hope this helped you if you resonate. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, what's up? Oh, is that you? Yep, the devil. Ace of Swords, what you thinking about? Show me Capricorn and their person. Show me Capricorn and their person. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in that intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Nine of Cups, Page of Swords, Three of Pentacles, okay. Three of Wands, Nine of Wands, King of Wands, okay. Queen of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Six of Wands, okay. Seven of Swords. Oh. Okay. I agree with you. Seven of Swords, you haven't quite made up your mind yet. You're keeping those thoughts to yourself. I don't blame you. Nine of Cups, Page of Swords, Three of Pentacles. You're wondering if you can cooperate with somebody. But you have a lot of doubts. And I don't blame you. You should. It would be nice if they did, Nine of Cups, you're saying, but you're like, I don't know if I can take it too seriously, though, and I don't think you should. Like I said, Page of Swords, Three of Pentacles, there's a reason why you haven't completely given your thoughts to this. Never mind your actions. It's something like, I would love it if we could cooperate, be friends, but I just strongly doubt that will be the case. Like, even from the beginning, it's like, I don't know if they'll cooperate or be a friend. You have reason for that. 3 of Wands, 9 of Wands, King of Wands. I don't like the attitude here. So this one's at a distance from you, it looks like, and it can stay that way. 9 of Wands, so 3 of Wands, 9 of Wands, King of Wands. There's this sense that if you come anywhere near me, I'm just gonna block you, and I'm gonna feel good about it. So you can go ahead and try to cooperate with me as much as you want, Capricorn. I am prepared to put a wall up and continue to keep that wall up. So even if that distance isn't real as in physical, like halfway across the world, they mean it energetically. They want to keep that wall up. It does not look cooperative. It does not look friendly. In fact, there's a little touch of on the end of that statement with the King of Wands. So yeah, you could say some arrogance too. They're prepared. They've done it before. And I don't think just with you in the general sense. If they want to shut something down, they will. If they want to give a little argument, push back, they will. And they will do it, it seems, happily from a distance. So, yeah, there's a reason why you're like, I sincerely doubt that this person will cooperate. It does not look intimate to me. No. It doesn't look like a spouse thing. It doesn't look like a personal relationship. No. This is someone who is prepared to shoot down any level of cooperation. Is kind of happy to do it. So this could be a friend, someone that you were hoping maybe in a low-key way might be a business partner with you. I don't know, collaborative partnership, a buddy, I don't know. But with energy like that, that's more than happy to shoot you down and put a little exclamation point at the end of it. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah, if you don't, I don't blame you. Okay? You have those doubts for a reason. Let's listen to those. Queen of Pentacles, the Hierophant, 6 of Wands. FYI, many of you are in commitments and it's going splendidly. I'll leave this side note. This is something else that you seem to be sharing with somebody. This is active share in a 3D reality. So that's wonderful. This one's at a distance from you and they're going to maintain that space at all costs, be it literal distance or metaphorical. It doesn't matter. They're prepared to enforce it. This is someone whom you have access to. Queen of Pentacles, the Hierophant, 6 of Wands. So that's very comfortable commitment. This is someone who's in your corner. They are your absolute champ. Like they are you two, and there's confidence in that too. 6 of Wands. So you two are familiar with each other. This is what I care about, guys. This, I mean, I'm not saying this isn't important. Of course it's important, otherwise I wouldn't be saying it. What I'm saying here is that if you want to know in the greater scheme of things, how's it going with your real person of connectivity, yeah, that's wonderful. That's established. That's comfortable as hell. Queen of Pentacles and the Hierophant, oh yeah, they're like best buddies there. They're very comfortable with each other, committed, grounded, and 6 of Wands. You two, like I said, you are each other's backup fighters. Like, honestly, there's so much confidence in this and joy and just simple joy, knowing that that person's attached to you. Yeah, that's the shared line, all right, and you are clearly sharing that energy with someone else. But this, whoever this is, honey, I don't know. I don't know if this is that friend that you were hoping you could get together with and run an idea by. I don't know if this is that family member whom you hope you could bring back into the fold by getting them to come to the next family barbecue. And they're like, no, hell no. You can tell so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. No. I'm not your errand boy. You got something to say to somebody else that we're connected to about why you don't want to be part of it. You do that. You hold yourself responsible. Because I got to tell you, you were hoping for some real simple cooperation from whomever this is. And I just don't feel like it's that negative reaction, that blockage is aimed just at you. I don't think so. I think they're prepared to uphold that stance regardless of who they're talking to in your two's connective circle. So I got that vibe. So honey, if you're like 7 of Swords, they're not going to get an invitation to the next family barbecue. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't be wrong. So I gotta tell you right now, they're just the little glee at the end of it. I can't wait to block not just you, but anybody who approaches me about that subject. And you're like, you know what, that's fine. I wasn't going to do it anyway. I wasn't taking it too seriously. And you weren't. So give yourself that credit. Just give yourself that credit. I'm not saying they're not justified. I'm not saying that they don't have reason to. But dang, dude. It's like, now's not the time. I just wanted to know if they wanted to cooperate a little bit, but upon additional reflection, maybe not. Okay. But in the meantime, I'm happy to see that you have a very strong support system here. Again, it's coming across traditionally, classically as commitment. That's wonderful. It looks very celebratory. Like I said, you two are each other's champions. Well done. Okay, 2 of Wands. 3 of Wands, 8 of Wands. Oh. See that 3 of Wands? They want you to do it. They want you to communicate. They want you to do it. 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 They want you to come to them with that communication just so they can go like this. Nay, I told you not to bother me. They want you to do it. They want you, I swear to God, Capricorn, 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands, 8 of Wands. I want you to do it. I want you to contact me. I want you to ask me how I'm doing. I want you to ask me about that family barbecue. Come on, do it, do it, do it, do it. Because I'm going to block it. And I'm going to do so proudly. And I want you to tell everybody. And like, again, you can tell them yourself. Like, I thought you were not interested. Yeah, I'm glad you had that second moment of reflection and doubt over this. And it sucks. You could just have some really basic intentions for people. I'm just trying to offer you an invitation. I'm just trying to wave the white flag. I'm trying to give you a dove of peace here. Don't be such a knucklehead. No. 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 And they're loud about it too. Look at that. Look at that. Waiting, 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 waiting. Oh, they're waiting. They're waiting for some sign of communication just so they can shoot it down. Yeah, so I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It looks like you're having an absolute blast with your partner there, your co-creator, your commitment partner. Don't worry about this. And you know what? You keep that family barbecue tight, whatever that is. 6 of Cups, the stars. That's beautiful. What's up? Hopes, dreams, the soul bond, wishes, wants, expectations, hopes. Fuck me. 3 of Pentacles. It's in the reverse. I know you want so much more. I know you want more, and I know that you envision something different with that soul bond. I'm strongly... Is this like a sibling? It feels like that. It's got that immaturity thing that you really only experience with siblings or cousins or people you grew up with as children, and it carries over in some way. It's like, I understand why Uncle so-and-so pissed you off, and I understand why you're mad about that last thing, and I understand, but it was all a misunderstanding, and I'm hoping we can connect so I can impart that upon you. And they're like, nah, I refuse to understand any such thing. So I know you wanted so much more, and perhaps in time. 6 of Cups and the star, it ain't over till it's over. You can still reach for that. You can. It's just you're not reaching for it all the time. That's the thing about the reach, guys. The star is not something you can instantly acquire. You have to be willing to reach for it, do your part. And it's not always a straightforward process. Some of you are like, you know what? That's enough reach for today. We'll try again next week. So that may not be done yet. Don't be surprised and completely dismiss this person. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying completely dismiss the connection. You wouldn't either. It means a lot to you. But it's currently in a non-cooperative state. So that's interesting. I say you flipped the script. They were waiting on you to say something so bad. Well, you can wait on them for them to get their shit together. And lower that pride, lower that arrogance. And then you can start having a real conversation or dialogue. And you won't do to them what they were doing. You won't assume to shut it down. It'll be like, it's about damn time you tried to cooperate. Okay? Oh, let me tell you, some people, honey, some people. That 3 of Pentacles is like, yeah, you tried to fly out the reverse. Oh. 6 of Cups in this. I know. You imagined a deeper bond with that person. And I'm sure it can do, but not right now, not in its current state. Renewal spark. Like I said, reach for that later. You can try to renew that connection later. But let them come to you when they're a little bit more ready. Because you're like, honestly, it's fine. It's mirroring. See, that's what I'm saying. They wanted the invitation, though they wanted to be asked. As a way to draw them out. But that's not your job. They can draw themselves out when they're more ready. Okay? All right. Isn't that the truth? Yes. Ace of Swords, That speaks to you logically, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Well done. This one, no, that's more the shoulda, coulda, woulda shit with couples. Yeah, I just don't think we need that today. Okay. I just saw the child card, didn't I? Childlike tendencies, playing a game, a little immature there. Okay. Fantasyland. All right. Well, this was interesting. Messenger, exclusion, mature woman. For some of you, I feel like you're the mature wisdom and mature woman with wisdom, insight. I believe that. And as somebody who's acting childish, I don't have, and I'm waiting for that message. I'm small. I'm feeling neglected. I don't have anything. I'm impoverished, and here's the message. We're waiting on it. It's like, you have everything, I have nothing. I've been excluded. They're excluding themselves because they're prepared to shoot people down who are trying to make peace with them. So remember that. Again, I believe that's temporary. I believe someone here is being a little sulky, being a little immature. And someone here clearly knows better. Okay. D, B, C, two Ds. Two Ds, a B, and a C. We have the Medallion of Pisces, and then, of course, Aquarius. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart, could be connecting to, or the seasons might be important to you. Capricorn, honey, I do hope this helped you. This one was different, but I'll take different because it's different. This I was happy to see. You two, whomever this is a committed partnership of some type. You two are like peas and carrots. It's just... you go very well together. I like that. That made me happy to see that. And it kind of lessens the blows of whatever this is because it makes you realize, oh, it's just, in the greater scheme of things, it's not as important as what this is. Okay? Anyway, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, what's up? Show me Scorpio in the person, please. Show me Scorpio and their person. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explain the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Show me Scorpio. 3 of Cups. 10 of Wands. 2 of Cups. You got to ask yourself then if it's worth it. Death. 9 of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Oh. I see. Oh, Ace of Cups, Page of Swords, the Knights of Cups. What? Okay, it might be worth it. I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. It's your journey. It's your reading. You have your big Scorpio figured out. Yeah, you got the spider tingles, didn't you? The High Priestess is in your overview. Yeah, I was going to say that's not random, but okay. Especially since I said you got to know that it's worth it, though. And you're like, I have a feeling. Okay, so long as you have a feeling. And it's not wrong. Intuitively, you're correct. Yeah, this is coming back together. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying you have to do anything. Tarot is the proof of choice, not the absence of it. I do not know the context of this. Not really. The depth, the degree, the relationship, what it meant then, what it might mean now, and what it might mean in the future. I read what's here, not what isn't. So I'm not going to be the person that... Oh, the sun, the moon, the stars. I didn't see that. Those cards are available in this deck, but that's not what I saw here, so I can't make you those promises. But I can tell you, the Scorpio I'm looking at, you had a feeling. And 3 cups, 10 of Wands, 2 of Cups. So you tell me. No, you tell you. Is it worth it? Scorpio, honey, just because we felt this coming through doesn't mean we have to connect to it. But I kind of want to. Well, listen to that. Is that the right thing for you? It could be, but it also might be very hard. Yeah, but what's a 10 of Wands compared to feelings? That's a good point, Scorpio. So I don't know. You got to do what's right for you. I can see your little dialogue going back and forth. But you felt it, though. I'm not going to lie. You felt it. It's like I knew this was coming through. So, I would say to connect or reconnect, but it's reconnect. 3 cups and 10 of Wands, 2 of Cups. You're like, this could be hard, though. This will not be easy. If I choose to reconnect to this, it will not be easy. There's so much baggage here. But love. Here's the thing, I can't lie. It's feeling a little equal to you this time. Yeah. Here's what's interesting. That's a very interesting context for which to show death. Someone point blank has put away their fears. Or if they haven't completely done away with their fears, like let them go, then they've worked through them, which would suggest transformation. And in that respect, if they've done the work here, mentally speaking, whatever it is that used to frighten them in the mind, they've worked with it, and they better understand where it's coming from or what the truth of it was. So it's kind of like I'm putting my fears aside, though. Energy. Let's do this. Strike the match. So they're putting out a signal flare, if you will. You said, I knew that shit was coming because you see it. It's like, I felt that. I felt the signal flare, and you did. It's like, oh, I knew it. So it makes me wonder when that started to kick off for you, because you seem to have open vibes this past, I don't know, I would say weeks, maybe months. But yeah, somebody here, I congratulate this person. They put their fears to the rest. Nine of Swords. Everybody's Nine of Swords is different. We're all going to experience it from time to time at some level or measure of anxiety, to the point that it becomes a gripping fear mentally, and we shut things down. It's just a little bit of fear there, shut it down. Self-doubt that gets out of control, shut it down. Worst case scenarios that just go over the top and everything gets shut down. And Death says, okay, I've done that. I've done that. I've worked through it. Or I've just somehow made an agreement with me to put those fears aside. Cool. I respect that. That's cool. Good job on that part. Ace of Wands. And it's like energy. This is what comes shining through. Underneath the intensity of all those thoughts is someone's just pure, raw energy, which is Ace of Wands. So yeah. It's like I'm going to reopen that cold case. And you're like, this could be hard. But it could also be fun. No, Two of Cups, a little bit, it's sweet, actually. It's, like I said, it's understanding more or less two people are on the same page or they're trying to get on the same page. So you got to ask yourself if it's worth it to find out. And you're like, get over here to this third line. I know, I felt you. I felt your impatience. I felt your eye rolls. Ace of Cups. Don't. Ace of Cups, Page of Swords, Knights of Cups. Yeah, it's... This wasn't a coincidence, was it? This could be equal. I'm thinking it might be. I'm starting to feel it might be. Yeah. Well, you won't know until you reconnect, and that's a choice. And I'm not telling you what to do. But yes, love here is opening up. To be honest with you, somebody's kept an eye on somebody else. That's kind of irrelevant to me. Given what I've seen here, it's just kind of stands to reason at this point. Ace of Cups, Page of Swords, Knight of Cups. It's, I have to admit, it's quite lovely. It's soft. It's fluid. I'm seeing two heart spaces trying to figure out how to meet in the middle. But the idea is that the vulnerability is there. The expression is there. The feeling is there. But it's growing. It's growing all right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. I don't know what else is to say. When? Honey, I don't know. I've seen everything from now to our season, so I honestly don't know. But let's take a look at some advice. Again, you know, it's going to come down to you. That Three of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. Can this balance in reality in the surface where everybody can see it? And would you feel relatively good about it? Yes. The greater point about opening up to vulnerability, softness, and love, that seems to be on the table, like literally. And that kind of tells me where those fears were coming from, about whether or not they could go there. Can I go there in feelings for Scorpio? Can I go there? Do those feelings exist for me? And overthinking that and overthinking it and shutting it down and shutting it down. And then when they kind of shut those thoughts down, they can kind of feel the realness and the rawness of their own energy that says, I must try. And I kind of respect that. Anybody can shut down the Nine of Swords, and they have to work through it, and and that's a lot of work. It's like, okay, gold star. You got the extra credit. Good job. You know? I don't know what it is I needed to come to peace with in their mind, but the fact that they could be open to feelings for you, and what does that mean? What does that mean for me? That took a minute. You, for your part, you understanding reconnecting to this would be super easy for you on the surface. The biggest stress or pressure comes from, but would it be fair though? So that tells me the last time you connected, it didn't feel fair. That's the simplest explanation I have for it. And that's what we want to open up to. It's like, yeah. But it took somebody a minute to understand they wanted to be in that space with you, to share that space with you, to be vulnerable with you. Advice, please, for Scorpio. 4 of Pentacles. 7 of Wands. Oh, the world. See, somebody did their part, you or them, but somebody did their part to keep this cycle closed. But they held on, but keeping it closed. Holding on, but keeping it closed. 7 of Wands in the world, reinforcing the world. Until that in and of itself closed. So at first it started out in reinforcing the world of the cycle. Okay, this is how it is, this is how it is. I'll do my part. I won't bother you. Okay? And now that in and of itself, that particular cycle has come to a close. Okay. The period of holding on and being inactive is over, it seems. Okay. Yes, cycles within cycles within cycles. It's very Kubrick. Yes. All right. So many things have echoes. 10 of Swords, the Chariot, King of Cups. And despite that pain, we're moving forward. Moving forward. Despite that. Perhaps because of it. I don't know. The Chariot and the King of Cups. But yeah, that seems to be a one-way movement to you. You know? Despite the pain. Okay, I wish I had more to give you, but it seems to me you would know if this is yours by now, or you should soon enough. Okay. And there's fear there. Of course there's fear, realistically. Crossroads. I was at a crossroads there. At a point where we had to make a decision. Do something. A, B, left, right, make a decision. Okay? We were met with a crossroads. Messages in dreams, hidden emotions. In some way, the dreams reveal to us what we're feeling. It may not make sense so much in the waking hours, right? When our eyes are open. But listening to our dreams and hearing the feelings in them. Listening to them. Someone, of course, long story short, might have had an increase of dreams where feelings are very, very present, and it's something that's been playing into our thinking and mirroring. Oh, you both have. Okay. So we've started to have an increase in dream frequency about the other person. Okay. Yeah. Well, that would explain why you kicked off with the High Priestess. It's like I had a feeling. Yes, you did. And I'm glad you listened to it. You feel like home, very familiar, possibly soulbound. Oh, Lost is in reverse. We want to come home. Lost is in reverse, and you feel like home. You want to go home to what feels familiar. Being with you reminds me of simpler times. You bring so much happiness and peace into my life. And then Lost. I feel lost without you. So we don't want to feel lost anymore. We want a person who feels like home. Okay? Yeah. Home is where the heart is, yeah? So it's like this person maybe, or the two of you are finding or rediscovering your hearts towards each other because it feels like home. Where are we on time? Oh, okay. Not bad. In terms of my time for Scorpio, tend to run long, of course, as people give me shit about. I understand. All right. Yeah, that's beautiful. It's a rare pathway, uncommon pathway, unusual pathway, but beautiful and vibrant. So here we have the hothouse flower. It's exotic. Not just anybody can grow it. It's very different. It's very unique. Everybody wants it. Everybody envies it, but few are willing to have the patience to grow it and cultivate it. Never mind showcase it so brilliantly and vibrantly. So there is a lot of desire here for the rare, the unusual, the different. But again, when we put it on display, it makes so much sense to other people visually, but very few would actually do it. It's a pathway, choosing the pathway that's different, unique, rare, not easily built or cultivated, and not many would understand. But that's the whole thing about building your own pathway. It's yours. You get to build into it the way you see it. It's not suited for anyone else other than you. I am 20, 35. Excuse me. Anchor, 35. Stuck. Somebody who's stuck for a long time. Up here. 35. Simply put, stuck. We had a couple here jump out of the bowl. H, X, J, F, U, N. Fun. You were fun too. Somebody was fun. Butterfly in the upright, transformation, yes. Also our energy. The little envelope here, letter, communication. And then we have the medallion of Sagittarius. For some of you, you might have some very strong Sagittarius in your chart. Yes, could be connecting to, yes. Season might be important to you, yes. Some of you may not receive communication to Sagittarius season. That does not mean I'm advising you to wait. I'm just saying as a FYI. That's what I've seen here for some of you. Perhaps not till Sagittarius season. Or Sagittarian influence in some way. I don't quite know. Okay. I hope this helped you. I do. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, what's up? Show me Pisces in their person, please. Come along now. Shuffle up, shuffle up. Show me Pisces. Okay, what's going on? Okay, Ten of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Star. Good. Good job. Judgment, Five of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles. Okay, Ace of Cups, the Hanged Man, I see that. Five of Cups, yeah, there's still conflict there. Overview, Nine of Wands. To be sure, if you're feeling the need to block this because you don't want to include it, I don't blame you. You have reason. But still, just to let you know, they're reapproaching you for a reason. All right. They got reason, you got reasons. Everybody's got reasons. Nine of Wands, you're not feeling too friendly towards this, and I'll see why. And I see why. There was a time in your life when you were going through something very stressful. And you're showing me you had to earn or work your way out of that stress, that stressful moment. Wheel of Fortune, time passed for you. The Star, now or soon. You're in a much better place. Things worked out for you. They did. But I can definitely see where you hit crisis or a critical period. And I think you kind of did it on your own. Okay. It doesn't have to be. I get that feeling. And it was very stressful. I don't know if you were working on something that meant a lot to you, or you were just going through one of the worst periods in your life where it was just constant stress, burden, weight, hardship. And the Wheel of Fortune passed, and you went through it, and you went through it, and you went through it. But there's something that you were doing that allowed you to get good results on the other side. So in some way, there's a sense of goodness coming back to you after everything you've been through, right? It's what you might call karma, sure. And we don't really know what it's going to look like until it catches up to us. But whatever that frustration was, that hardship, that heavy period in your life, you did enough to counter it, to work through it, to get through it, to earn some star energy. It's like, yeah, you're in a much better place now. And you see it for yourself. You experience it for yourself. You have hopes and dreams and visions again for yourself, which is wonderful. Okay. But you had to work yourself the hard way out of a Ten of Wands. Now, Judgment, Five of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. After much hindsight and reflection, someone wishes they had been more involved or more helpful to you. Okay? I think this is one of those I'm doing the best I can energies. I made a judgment call then, but I kind of regret it. Five of Pentacles. I thought I was doing the right thing based on my own kind of lessons from that person's point of view. Okay. From that person's point of view, based on their own lessons, there's a sense of this is broken, or it needs to stay broken, or I can't contribute anymore to fix it. Okay? But time has passed for them as well. And it's kind of like saying, I can do a Three of Pentacles. Do you want to cooperate? Do you want to get along? Do you want to be friends? Partnership, something. Obviously, you feel less than friendly towards this. It's like when I needed help the most, or I needed you the most, boom, you're gone. You said this is a lost cause, Five of Pentacles. Again, from their point of view, that was a judgment call. So I hope that you can give them a little bit of grace on that one. You might have had expectations that they would join you or automatically help you. That wasn't the case. It was a judgment call for them. They learned from it. They did. But what they could not give you before, or they were not in the position to give you before, in some way they can give you now. Okay? But I can understand your kind of, I don't know about that attitude. I get it. It says a lot when people show up when you need them the most, and it says a lot when they don't. I get it. I wouldn't have such a friendly eye towards them either. Okay, I know what it's like repeatedly for people not to show up when I need them the most. And that's when we rely on ourselves the most. But still, you can't help but take into account who was there and who wasn't. It's fair. But I will say this, from their point of view, they honestly thought they were doing the right thing by absenting themselves from this. Okay. But I get you. I get why you have a less than... Oh, all is fair now? All is cool now? You want to toss in some Three of Pentacles now? Okay. Yeah, I can see why you're less than enthused. I get it. I do. Ace of Cups, the Hanged Man, Five of Cups. You know, you've given this a lot of thought, and you will continue to give this a lot of thought. It's unfortunate that it turned out this way. You're right, it is. For the both of you. It's unfortunate that it turned out this way. And I don't know what this is to you. I really don't. I'm calling this friendship or partners or someone who failed to be a partner when you expected them to be a partner. I don't quite know. But it's almost like saying, look, you have regrets. It's kind of like what I was saying. You have regrets, so do I. But my regrets are such as that I don't want to continue to accumulate any more memories with you or any more regrets with you. And I think that's realistic. I do. So it's kind of like saying, I think I understand your position. I do. It doesn't make me feel any better towards you, but I do understand your position, or at least I understood your position back then, and I hope you understand mine. Because you're like, that Hanged Man is working both ways. It's like, I understand why you didn't show up, but you also have to understand why I'm disappointed in you. What happens after that, I don't know. But there seems to be a little more consideration after some thought about what this all means after the fact, now that everything's kind of fallen down the way it has and fallen into place, more so for you. I'm glad you're able to look at this. That means they can look at it too. I don't know that you'll necessarily include their effort anymore at this point. But you are showing me emotional consideration. I get you. I get it. I hope you get me too. In other words, excuse me if I decline your Three of Pentacles. But the way you feel you couldn't participate back then, I'm not necessarily sure I should invite you into my life now. So, a little bit of a trade-off there. Sure. Okay. Let's get some advice for you, please. This one was absolutely complicated, and it could use a lot more coaxing, I must say. I would really like to get into this one. Because here I'm seeing consequences attached to both sides. These are the consequences. And karma plays out the way it plays out. Karma has consequences, be they good or bad. It's what we've earned. Those are consequences we've earned, whatever form they take. And I'm seeing a little bit of that on both sides. But we all have free will. We all have choice. And I think the Hanged Man here, between you two, suggests, yeah, you see their side of things. You do. That doesn't mean you have to accept any more of their energy or their effort. It's also like saying, I get it. I do. You know? The Chariot, the Wheel of Fortune, and Six of Cups. Okay. Yeah. Fast forward, they're moving back towards you, or they're coming back towards you. It looks like they haven't arrived just yet. Soon. Okay? Soon. The Chariot, this is someone whom you've known a long time. I don't think it's soul bond as an intimate part. No, you can have a soul bond with anybody. Family, friends, siblings, cousins, aunties. You know, and then also like somebody who you've known since, say, high school. But the point is that you have history with this person. They are moving back towards you. Cancerian influence doesn't have to be, but it's coming across strongly here. Okay. I typically don't get that specific in the readings, but it just felt that way. We also have, of course, Aquarius here. But lots of water. Queen of Cups, Six of Swords, and Death. That's what I'm saying. I think you're telling me, look, this is you. Queen of Cups, Six of Swords, Death. It's kind of like saying, as you move towards me, I reaffirm that I need to move away from you. Because again, the Hanged Man here with the Eight of Cups and the Five of Cups, you're suggesting to me, I get it. I've seen your point of view. I've seen your point of view. And while you are coming towards me, I've made a choice to continue to stay away from you. But I understand you. I understand your perspective. I hope you understand mine. Because I feel like we're doing an exchange here, guys. We're doing an exchange with the karma. We're doing an exchange. You know, I would only ask that from, you understand, they made a judgment call that based on their lessons they thought were correct. Kind of like you did. And the Wheel of Fortune is turned. And while they want to make peace with you now, you're saying, I can't have you in my heart like that. I don't trust you. You weren't there for me, and that was a big letdown for you, okay? So it's not like they can't understand your point of view either. Do you see how it works both ways here? You get their point of view, and by all rights, then they should understand yours too. Just as they start trying to edge back into the life, you're saying, no, thank you. I can't be open to you like that. Make sense? This one was pretty hefty today. This one had a big old price tag that's coming in, the Eight of Wands. I don't think it's arrived just yet. I think it's still in motion. It should be at your symbolic doorstep anytime soon. And I don't know about doorstep, but you know what I mean. Your phone, something. Messages, or your actual doorstep. But yeah, FYI, okay? I think we can all remember those times in our life where things were going really wrong, and hey, whoa, there's nothing to be heard from anyone else. I'm just out here winging it. Thanks for that. You start doing well, and people are like, oh, I remember I have a relationship with you, and I know there's more to it than that. I see judgment attached to this person. I do. It's manifesting back, manifesting that sense of interest in moving this forward. Yeah. And rebirth, winter. Oh, You've reassessed yourself and would you ever allow this back into your life or reinvest in it. Okay, so you've changed your mind on that. All right. So you might have some very strong Scorpio in your chart. But yeah, it's like, no, I wouldn't ask this back now. I told you it's family. I know it's family. I have that vibe. And I feel like you've known this person forever and a day, so it could be a sibling. But it was family. This had to do with family. This had to do with family. That one person you expected to be there for you, they were not. We're going to go ahead and skip this one. This is the shoulda, coulda, woulda deck, often associated with couples. This is not a couples thing. There it is. There's the message. It's coming through. The mature woman, some of you are just like, I just know better. I just know better. I've been through too much shit myself. I've learned things the hard way. I've had to make hard decisions too, and you are caught up in that. Okay? Yeah. You chose not to help or be there or give back. You had your reasons, and now you want to be included when things are going well. I appreciate you. I appreciate your perspective. I hope you appreciate mine. The answer is no. Don't let this upset you too much. On the surface, it might seem like a storm of activity, but it's really not. You know. You know. You know. And 6, the number 6, by the way, the date, I don't think it was in June. No. But the number 6 might be important for some of you. Okay? All right. This is a good read. O-E-W-X. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and I'm sorry, this is the Captain's Wheel, which is a combined Wheel of Fortune and the world. Time moves forward always, and sometimes the past catches up to us, as we've seen. But also, the world. Doors closed, doors open. Like I said, one of those doors opening is the past trying to get reacquainted with this. And you know yourself well. Don't let this upset you too much. Dove, sign of peace. You're at peace with this, or you want to be at peace with this? And I think that's what the perspective was, the additional perspective. I do understand you, and I forgive you. That's a choice. That's a personal choice. I'm not telling you what to do. Because peace here, once more, represents forgiveness. Okay? I want peace over this, but I'm not including you in my life. I don't want to see you suffer, but I don't want you at my table. Right? That kind of thing. We have the Medallion of Capricorn and then also Aries. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to other seasons. Might be important to you. Pisces, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Cancer, please. Show me Cancer. And the person. Like always, we're going to start on your side of the board. But as I explained in the intro, reverse those energies as you see fit. 3 cups. 5 of cups. And the Queen of Cups. Okay. The Magician. The Knight of Swords. The Hierophant. Yeah, okay. Justice. Strength. Page of Swords. Ace of Swords. Yeah, you got a particular truth, hard-earned truth as well. You're also showing me, of course, respect for the emotional process, so that's good. Ace of Swords. There's a lot of things you know, and there's a lot of things that you've learned the hard way. You're aware of that. It's up here. It's active. Currently, you're experiencing your thoughts in their highest form. Okay? 3 of Cups, 5 of Cups, Queen of Cups, and you're also experiencing a heart space. I see you making space in there. There's regret in there, too. Okay, there's regret, loss, sadness, sorrow. But you're kind of showing me I'd rather be open to this than not. I'd rather be open to this than shut it off. And you know what you know, and you feel what you feel. And between those two qualities, your logic, your reasoning, your rationality, your emotions, your embracing of yourself, and therefore how you would connect to other people, you're also telling me how you'd be prepared to connect with someone else, with or without the shadows of the past. So I'm not really in the business of telling you what you want to hear. I read what's here, okay? That's my whole thing. And for the Cancer I'm looking at, you would still find space in your heart for this person. What that would look like beyond connecting, I don't know. But you're telling me in your softest of places, and also in full respect of what you know, given everything that you know, you would still choose to make space for this person in your heart. Okay? I know you care about them because your mind and your heart are lining up. So I know that that's honest. Okay? 5 of Cups is 5 of Cups. That's pain of the past. It will always be pain of the past, and it arrives in a variety of forms: regret, loss, sorrow, sadness, disappointment, hurt. But again, it's of the past. You're aware of that. You're not stupid. You know. 3 of Cups precedes it. And then Queen of Cups rounds it out. So that tells me, yeah, you would still make space for it. You know it. You feel it. And you're lined up to it. That's your particular truth. That's what you arrived to because it's correct for you. So once more, it's either you're reading at this point or it isn't. If you know something's cut off or excluded from your heart, then check out your other placements. You still make space for this one, or you still would. And you know that you would. Okay? The Magician, Knight of Swords, the Hierophant. They are manifesting a path back to you. That's interesting. It actually is coming across as a point of focus, which means it's not random. It's not going to just crash into you one day. No, it's focused. It's a focused behavior. It's a focused activity. That's choice. That's the execution of choice. It's kind of like if I want this thing to come through, I have to do my part to make sure that it does. So I'm actually happy to see that. People show me I want all the time, but then they undermine it by not taking it seriously. So this person's actually taking it seriously. As far as I can see, they are looking at their thoughts right now and their words right now, or their action or communication right now. So that's active manifestation. I don't always get to see that, so that's actually quite a pleasure. And also not random. Here's the thing. They're showing me a spiritual pull towards you between the Magician and the Hierophant, so whatever that means to them. I do know this. They are kind of showing me commitment to the action. This is what I believe, and this is what I'm prepared to act on. So as we speak, they are finding a way to articulate a direction back towards you. Okay. That's kind of lovely, you know? It's a gentle energy. It's not assuming. It's just logically trying to work through this. But also, P.S., make sure it happens. It's like, which again shows me they are familiar with some way with manifestation. If you want manifestation to be taken seriously, you have to as well. You can't just be like, dear universe, I would like this. Thanks so much. Mwah. Free shipping. No. Okay, I recognize this desire in myself, and I'm going to start putting things in place to make sure that it heads in that direction. Okay? So respect to that person. The Hierophant, so I know they mean it. Justice, Strength, Page of Swords. Okay. Excuse me. Because this is still en route to you. Excuse me. Because this is still en route to you, we are still waking up to this. However, it is coming across as an opportunity to balance things spiritually, technically, legally. I'm not saying you two will get back together, kiss and make up. That's always a possibility. I don't know what that is. Right now I'm seeing something here take shape in the form of a plan or action. You know what? You're not showing me a plan or action. You're showing me, I know the truth of my mind, and I know the truth of my heart. And that's it. That's all you told me. Yeah, I acknowledge that connection intellectually. I would still choose it in some way, and my heart does too. I would still be open to it. And that's all you told me about yourself. But it's almost like you're preparing yourself in some way, just in case. So that means you must have picked up on the manifestation of something, because when we manifest other people or a connection, it will always involve the participation levels of someone else. I don't know, so it's kind of like your mind or your heart already decided. Okay. You would know you would meet them in some way, I believe. What that looks like, communication, actual meeting, I don't know. But anyway, Justice, Strength, Page of Swords, we're just opening up to this as a realistic possibility for balance in the greater scheme of things. And it will take strength. We're aware of this too, or we're starting to become aware of this. It'll take strength to do this. But if we really want to achieve balance, you know, then we put strength into something. We don't withdraw from it. Okay? All right. Yeah. Okay. There's an opportunity for balance here on both sides, but both sides would have to be willing to participate, yes. I don't know what your Three of Cups means to you. I don't know that it necessarily means happily ever after. It's just kind of like saying I could still find space for them. That's all you told me. Okay? I don't know if that's the greatest love of your life, or just your willingness to keep your heart open towards them, and whatever that means. Two of Wands, the Sun and the Stars. Oh, see, that is beautiful. There's the decision-making right there. It's active. And the Sun and the Stars. We want to be immediately happy with this. The upfront results is the Sun. The Sun is an immediate effect. It doesn't take much to choose to be happy. Okay? And it is a choice. It's a choice to walk outside your front door and appreciate everything that you have. That's happiness. But the star suggests far-reaching consequences, a higher point of desire, something to reach for. So we see the good in this for both the upfront, the immediate, and the long term. Okay? Again, whatever shape this connection takes place in, the Hanged Man, goodness knows, we've had plenty of time to think about this. And you, the Chariot. Yeah, we've had plenty of time to think about this. You, the direction of it. Love being what it is. Okay. So shall it be. It is love. Okay. Not always a guarantee. Knight of Swords. There it is. I just caught that real quick. Yeah, so like I said, that's... I kind of respect. I respect a plan. I respect action. That's good. But yeah, we've had a lot of time to think about you and our feelings and you for them. And there's a lot going on in there. I don't know if you can see that visually. Okay. That's good stuff. But on your two's baseline, you just gave me a simple but powerful acknowledgement of the truth that resides in you, your mind and your heart. And they know what they know, and acting in accordance with it. So can't find fault with that. Ace of Swords, the truth, yes. Air energy, yes, of course. You might have some very strong air in your chart, could be them, but there's a truth here that's being followed. Codependent counsel and therapy. Somebody had to make space to learn more about codependency and what that means. We had to receive counsel and therapy on that. That's not a bad thing. No, I strongly encourage it. I wish more people would, to be honest with you. But counsel and therapy is not restricted to just, like, say, therapy. This could be anyone whom you give, or they give, or somebody's giving good counsel to, or receiving good counsel from. That could be anybody from your spiritual advisor to your priest, right? To a neighbor, to your best friend, to a sibling. It's just someone who positively influences our thoughts, thinking, right, feelings. But yeah, somebody had to work through this codependent energies, whatever that means. False reliance on something, okay? False reliance on something in some kind of way, that we have to speak and act and think for ourselves. That I'm not reliant on others' opinions, other people's influence. Good counsel and therapy is one thing, but perhaps there's so many codependency that it's like that someone here didn't know how to act or speak on their own behalf or interest. I don't know. Well, that doesn't seem to be the issue now. Not so much, no. Not so much. All right. You're so smart. Oh, that's such a big compliment. I think it is, because I value intellect, and I find intellect and intelligence extremely attractive. Not just in partners, but anywhere in life. Family and friends, it's something to admire. Is people who work through shit. They learn from it. I'm not saying you have to have an outstanding IQ, but it's like anyone who's willing to learn suggests you're willing to learn, suggests you're willing to change. I wish people would put that shit together. The willingness to learn equals the willingness to change. And what do I say? No change plus no change equals no change. You know why? Because somebody ain't thinking. They're not connecting the dots. Okay, so you're so smart. Somebody's so smart. Your intellect really turns me on. You're so smart, and I really enjoy our conversations. Well done. Okay. Yeah. Something to say. I have something to say. Very good. There's something I really want to share with you. I'm single. Unblock me. Okay. Something I want to say. That's very specific in the way these flew out. They may not all be for you. But I am single. Someone's happy to say that. Please unblock me. Please. I don't know about this oracle yet. In the general sense, I'm not the biggest fan of oracles because they can be little bridges to the main story, but that doesn't mean they all apply. So I'm very selective about new oracles I bring in to the table. But yeah, if any of these is something to say, you're so smart, please unblock me. I'm single. Okay. Somebody had to deal with be comfortable being on their own. That could also be, I'm single. I'm comfortable being on my own now. I'm not freaked out by it. Okay. All right, there's something like that. Okay. Yeah. We have the letters B, Y. We have the medallion of Taurus, as well as Dragon, Aries. You might have these very strong placements in your chart, could be connecting to, or the seasons might be important to you. And then we have the medallion of the child. Someone here might have a child or children, yes. And that could be an important factor, you know. But then also there could be that sense of vulnerability of a child or childlike dependency, depending on who you're connecting with and what the backstory was. But yeah, okay. Anything else, please? Oh, I just felt like it. Just picked up the deck real quick. Lovers, one or both of you might feel or felt once upon a time that this was the case for you too. Very strong connection that was very hard to define, what you might call complicated. It's not so complicated now. And you know what that tells me? Two people work through their shit. But separately, it seems. Lovers, number 15. And the number 15 might be important to some of you. All right, that's enough. Good read. I hope this helped you more to the point. Take care. Be well.